Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Election Commission is launching an investigation into the Green Bay City Clerk's office after duplicate ballots were sent before both the April election and next month's primary. Commissioner Ann Jacobs.
First of all, it happened once, okay. But then for the exact same error to happen a second time, weeks later, is unconscionable.
Green Bay City Clerk Celestine Jeffrey says the problems were caused by administrative and printing errors. A report is due by the commission by the end of this month.
All 3 children killed in the Lake Geneva boating tragedy over the 4th of July weekend have now been identified.
Family members say 10-year-old Catherine Schmidt died alongside her cousins, 6-year-old Caleb Oswald and 7-year-old Abigail Oswald, after their boat capsized and sunk during severe weather on the 4th of July weekend. Both families have created GoFundMe campaigns to honor the children, with donations benefiting charities supporting children and youth activities. The children were among 10 people on the boat. 7 other people were rescued. Authorities say the 3 children were found inside the submerged boat after a rapidly moving storm swept across Geneva Lake. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
The pretrial continues for Tyler Robinson, the man accused of shooting and killing the right-wing influencer last fall, Charlie Kirk. Today, prosecutors played a video interview with Robinson's roommate and romantic partner, Lance Twiggs, who told interviewers in the video that the two never discussed politics or Charlie Kirk at length. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Still, there was so much in it, and all of those text messages going back and forth. I mean, saying where Lance Twiggs said to him, "You're the one who did it, right?" And Tyler Robinson saying, I'm sorry. And text messages going on talking about the rifle and that they were worried about if the rifle was going to be found by police, and saying that he had decided to do it only a couple of days beforehand.
Robinson has not yet entered a plea.
Former Olympian David Hearns pleading not guilty to vandalizing the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. News Nation's Tom Dempsey.
This hearing earlier today really did not last long, with former Olympian David Hearn entering a plea of not guilty against this charge of destruction of property stemming from allegations he vandalized the reflecting pools that underwent renovations for America 250 events. The sign of just the attention that's on this case, this morning we saw people holding signs and chanting, all to show support for Hearn.
The 2,000-foot-long shallow pool on the National Mall was renovated last month, but the new paint at the bottom of the pool began peeling shortly afterwards.
Coming up, wrapping up a series tonight against the Cardinals.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:04.
Is your life stuck in constant stress mode? Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, my team that can help not just mask symptoms, but find the root cause. Connect Chiro specializes in neurologically focused chiropractic care, helping your nervous system function the way it's designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. Helping our community live healthier, more energized lives. Go connectchiro.com.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Royal Caribbean. During the Fox exclusive July sale, you can lock in the best dates and rates for your next cruise. Experience maximum thrills and chill at sea with world-class dining, jaw-dropping entertainment, and stunning destinations from the Caribbean to Alaska. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts and secure your cabin only at Fox World Travel. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't wait. The sale ends July 24th.
Tracy, why are you wearing a snorkel in the living room?
Have you seen the dust floating in the sunbeam, Jason? It's like a tiny furry parade is marching through our lungs.
It's just dirty ducks. Capital can clean the air you breathe and improve your air conditioning system's efficiency.
And we're taking $200 off the price right now.
So you can take the snorkel off. You look ridiculous.
I look prepared. Call Capital and get your $200 off duct cleaning offer today.
Call CapitalCares.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this, and Summit Credit Union's got you.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers wrap up a 5-game series with the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. Brewers President of Baseball Operations Matt Arnold has an update on Kyle Harrison, who was removed from last night's game with elbow soreness.
The kid wants to be tough and pitch through it, but, just didn't quite feel great, especially on his secondary pitches. He felt fine on the fastball, but just getting to his breaking ball and his changeup, he just felt a little bit of soreness there. And so we were just trying to be extra cautious there. But he said this last night. He feels like it was just important to rest. We got the All-Star break coming up.
Pitcher Logan Henderson comes off the injured list to make the start tonight. Our coverage starts at 6:10 right here on WTMJ. The Bucks officially signed first-round draft pick Nate Ament, to a rookie-scale contract. The Bucks play in the Las Vegas Summer League beginning on Friday. And the knockout round of the World Cup continues today. Right now, France, the number 1 seed, taking on Morocco. 5 minutes in, it's 0-0.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:07.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Many of us struggle to lose weight. I use Milwaukee Weight Loss to lose the weight I've wanted to lose for a long time. And the great thing is I've kept it off now for over a year. Lost 45 pounds last year, another almost 10 pounds this year with a goal of losing maybe 10 more. For a limited time, get $200 off of their summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. Let's lose weight together. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Glad to have you with us on this Thursday. Julia back from J.D. Vance. Nice job covering that yesterday. That was a big day here in our city for sure. And news about the president today. Air Force One, the new one, may not be safe to fly. Secret Service has serious concerns. We'll tell you what those are coming up here in a little more than 5 minutes on WTMJ. But first this.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Number 1, John, if you text Lincoln to 855-616-1620, you can get the live streams of Milwaukee Public Schools planning to hold community meetings on Lincoln Avenue School's future. You may remember it went up in flames at about 3 in the morning, June 30th, and many people were running into the streets trying to direct where it was. And because it was so hot out that day, the smoke was going into the streets. And Chief Lipsky was telling us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News that they were trying to navigate the people, the Good Samaritans, trying to tell them to pull over to go over to the school. So the fire collapsed from the roof all the way down to the 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor. The cause is still unknown. But now, where do all the children go? There is now an approved demolition of the building that just took place, approved 3 days ago. So, if you text Lincoln to 855-616-1620, I just activated it. You will see the live stream sessions. I have the links for you. 9 a.m. Monday, July 13th, and 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, July 14th. Live stream. So I will have that for you if you text Lincoln.
Second thing, Julia, is about our hospitals in the state of Wisconsin. A new report reveals Wisconsin is home to the best hospitals, the highest rated hospitals in the United States when you total up reviews for every hospital in the state. So Wisconsin ranks first for patient experience with an average star rating of 4.06 out of 5 stars. The survey looked at patient reviews across hospitals all throughout the state of Wisconsin. In our state, there were 100 rated hospitals. We are the only state to surpass an average rating of 4.0. Also on the list, South Dakota was second. Idaho was third. Hospitals in Wisconsin that did well were big and small. Hospitals in Madison and La Crosse, and also smaller ones in Altoona, Ashland, Barron, Dodgeville, and Stoughton. The hospitals that rated the worst in America were in the states of Florida, New Jersey, and New York. They have the lowest patient rating. So good news for Wisconsin hospitals.
Number 3, John. A Milwaukee coffee shop is responding after a photo of Dr. Mehmet Oz with staff went viral online. You may remember Dr. Mehmet Oz spoke on stage right before J.D. Vance took the stage at the 128th Avery Fielding Wing. He came with. Text watch if you want to see a photo of him. Now, the image taken during the unannounced visit at Hawthorne Coffee Roasters now sparked the owner to make a statement on Instagram many are frowning upon, writing, "I was not there at the time," he wrote. "It was not by invitation. Staff took a lighthearted photo of him behind the counter. It was not intended to be public. Unfortunately, it was shared by a local news outlet without my knowledge or permission." It ends with, "Hope you'll continue to judge us by the relationships we built, not by a single photo taken out of context." It's now a debate with people criticizing the business both ways. It's innocent.
Why are they apologizing?
What are you apologizing for?
The guy walked in, bought coffee, took a picture. Your staff enjoyed it. The staff is smiling. Thumbs up. You can see the picture by texting the word watch. They are liking being with Dr. Oz. And because a couple crazy people went after the coffee shop online, he feels like he needs to apologize?
I mean, he went behind the counter and was acting like he was making a little cappuccino, and it was, what the heck? I mean, when Barack Obama came in 2016 when I was covering it, and he made a little stop at one of the firehouses that was turned into a restaurant. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris made stops. Joe Biden stops.
They've all done that. Ice cream and custard they stop for sometimes.
Yeah, what?
I don't know why they're apologizing. It's just the craziness that we're dealing with right now.
Crazy.
Text watch and you can see the photo, 855-616-1620.
That the owner doesn't want you to see.
Yes, exactly, but we're going to show it to you. It is 3:13 at WTMJ. Up next, this story really, to be honest with you, kind of has me concerned, and I got lots of questions. I don't quite understand it. Apparently, the president flying back from Turkey and the NATO summit flew to England first, and he flew there on the old Air Force One because the Secret Service has concerns about the new one's safety and security. Don Mahalik, former Secret Service agent, with us up next on WTMJ. We're sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies, your life, your goals. Visit dwstrategies.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Hey, do you have an upcoming wedding, a bridal or baby shower, maybe a family reunion that you're planning? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for you. I recommend having that party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free. That's right. Even if you book a private party, half the dinners are free. When you buy your dinner, your second dinner is free every night of the week. You don't need coupons. You don't need to say some magic code. You put your seats in the seats and half of them are free. Steak, seafood, pasta, surf and turf, any entree, buy one, get one free. How about desserts at that fancy party? Half of those are also free. Buy one, get one free. Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or just a quiet free dinner with your sweetie. Have your company employee appreciation dinner at the Fox and Hounds. Half the dinners are free. It's right there in the Kettle Moraine. Beautiful place. Gift cards, perfect year-round gifts. Reserve your wedding, shower, rehearsal, or family dinner today. Half the dinners are free every night at the Fox and Hounds Supper Club. Just Google, call, and reserve the famous Fox and Hounds.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bride.
I see candidates who are just so self-absorbed. They think they have all the answers. I don't get that anymore. Aren't we ultimately just picking based on what we think the right person in that job would be?
I mean, that's what happens in the general, though, right? It's like you can go back and forth and have a split ticket vote. I think we have a lot of people who are split ticket voters that listen to us.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. And check out the weekly newsletter, Extra Points, by texting EXTRA to the talk and text line.
Traffic and weather. Debbie's off. Elizabeth Lintonen is checking out the roads. Good afternoon, Elizabeth.
Good afternoon, John. I-41 is still the worst backed up area heading southbound. It starts at Good Hope Road and goes all the way through Hampton Avenue. If you're heading northbound on I-41, it starts at North Avenue and stays on all the way through Capitol Drive. We're also seeing the usual delays all the way through I-94, heading in both directions. A little worse if you are heading westbound through that interchange as opposed to eastbound. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for tonight, slight chance for rain, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78. On Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 82. Sunday, sunny, warm, 86. Monday, sunny, warm, a high of 89 degrees. So a very interesting story. Donald Trump is at the NATO conference in Turkey. He gets ready to leave. So the Secret Service says, don't get on that brand new plane that you got. That's all decked out and is shiny and new. We feel better if you fly on the old Air Force One, at least to England. So that's what he does. He flies on the old Air Force One to England. There he gets on the new plane. Security concerns by the Secret Service. Don Mahalik is with us. He's a former senior Secret Service agent. Don, this is just, I don't even almost know where to begin. How did we think it was okay to fly him on a plane to Turkey if the plane, according to the Secret Service, has security concerns?
Yeah, that's the question on everybody's mind. So when the president got to Turkey is around when the ceasefire collapsed and the hostilities resumed between the United States and the Iranians, when the shooting started again. So I think once they got there and they were on the ground, conversations, because the Secret Service is always monitoring threat intelligence and processing threat intelligence as it's coming in. I think once they got there and the ceasefire collapsed and the shooting started again and they were processing the threat intelligence, President Trump is a top target for the Iranians for years now, and in conjunction with the military, looked at how are we going to get out of here? What is the safest way to get them out of here? And as everybody knows, when you build something from the ground up, it's much different than when you retrofit something. The legacy Air Force Ones were purpose-built by the Air Force from the ground up and has every tool imaginable on it to keep the president safe, whereas I think the Qatari plane, because it was retrofitted, may not have the same tools, all the tools in place that the legacy Air Force One has. So conversations between the military, the Secret Service, the embassy, and White House, that's a safer way to get out of here, especially in this high threat area. So let's take that out of here. And that's what they ended up doing. And I think Secret Service is under a mandate to keep the president safe in all settings. And that was the leading cause of the decision.
The New York Times is reporting that the president tried to speed up getting that new Air Force One cutter gift out, and that it doesn't have the type of things that would detect a missile, for example, for Air Force One to evade it. And the president, according to the New York Times, says, no. It's completely fine. We're just letting it land in the UK. So then on the Royal Air Force Base, so then some of our Air Force in the US can admire it. Do you buy that?
I don't know what they put in or didn't put into the new Qatari plane. What I do know is that the planes built by the Air Force, just like the cars built by the Secret Service, are built purposely from the ground up and have every possible tool and technology put in them to keep the president safe in order to give the Secret Service every possible way to keep him safe. When you take something and then you try to retrofit it, it is much more difficult to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Qatari plane didn't have every tool that the legacy Air Force One has. Having said that, flying from, D.C. to the middle of the U.S. is a lot different than flying over to Turkey near Iran where there's an active combat zone.
Don, I'm still going to say the same thing. I'm stunned by this. You are a former senior agent in the Secret Service. How would you feel if you knew the president and he was under your care was getting on an airplane that did not have everything as the old plane? How did we let this happen? Why would he be on that plane in Turkey?
I don't know what the thought process was going over there, and I don't know what the thought process was with the decisions of the plane. I can only tell you that the Secret Service's primary job is to keep the president safe in all settings, and they do that to the best of their ability. But again, flying from D.C. to West Virginia is a lot different than flying over to Turkey near an active combat zone. And add into that I think when they were going over there was a ceasefire in place, and then the ceasefire devolved either en route or once they got there, and I think that changed the dynamic on the ground. And look, it's not uncommon when we take the president places that as intelligence evolve, as situations evolve, you pivot and you change what you do. I've been on plenty of visits where we were going to take the helicopter and then we couldn't. We ended up motorcading and vice versa. So that's the beauty of what the Secret Service does, is it builds in those contingency plans to pivot when necessary.
How many have you been on where they've changed the actual airplane the president was going to fly on?
When I was there were only 2 airplanes. We didn't have a third option, so it was it.
Well, yeah, I'm okay. Well, doesn't there have to be 2 though, with the same retrofit? So then, if one, God forbid, was shot down, there's 2. Anytime
the president goes overseas, 2 planes fly. There's the plane the president's on, and there's a backup plane. Always, wherever he goes, plus with a bunch of military assets. Domestically, generally, it's 1 plane because it's domestic. That's just typical protocol for a presidential trip. And I think part of the problem here is, even when I was in office, they've been talking about building new Air Force One planes for decades now, and they keep canceling the projects. I think in part because of the optics of doing that, the politics around it. And then secondly, I think, is the funding. But let's face it, the president should have the best technology around him to keep him safe, especially nowadays. And, I think the politics of the president having a new plane or the politics of the president having a new helicopter have really impeded that effort of the military to make sure he's flying on the best plane or the best helicopter.
ABC's Don Mahalik, retired senior Secret Service agent. Don, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
I just really don't understand this. So there was a ceasefire in effect when you went over there. So the zone wasn't as hot. So they thought it wasn't going to be a big deal.
Lasted 72 hours, that ceasefire?
But the president's on the ground. So every time he goes anywhere, don't we need to be prepared that some idiot could decide, some rogue nation, especially if you're in the Middle East, that they're going to change their behavior and they're going to go after the president, make him a target?
When I was at the Vance event, the reporter to my right was a New York Times reporter, and she was corresponding with a correspondent that was on Air Force One and said it was highly unusual that they were told to put their blinds down and they were within missile range of Iran.
I just really don't get it. It is 3:24 at WTMJ. Coming up, Dick Napinski helps get us set for EAA. And then David Crowley, the Milwaukee County executive, big-time Democrat, was pretty good friends with big-time Republican Paul Farrow. David Crowley on the Farrow legacy and collaboration. That's coming up in about 20 minutes live on WTMJ. First, let's check the markets. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Big green day on Wall Street. Lots of positive numbers. The NASDAQ was up 336. That's 1.33%. Nice day. The Dow was up 139. That is more than 0.25%. The S&P 500 rose 61 points today. That's more than 0.75%. Lots of volatility this week. WTMJ's Annex Wealth Management Market Report. Annex, feeling fiduciary all the time. Know the difference with Annex.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Otto's Wine and Spirits. Since 1945, they've been in the Milwaukee area, employee-owned, super friendly staff. Not only super friendly, super knowledgeable. Actually, I had a question about a specific wine I'm looking for from Europe, and the guy at my store, Bruce, the wine expert, knew exactly what I was talking about and how to get it. They've got beer experts. They've got all the spirits. They'll beat any advertised price. That's one of the things I love about Otto's. They've got the best selection and the best value. They're Wisconsin strong. Open every day of the week. Several locations. You've driven by them. Now stop into one. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Ready for a weekend you won't forget? Get to the Brewers Series against the Rockies Friday, July 24th through Sunday the 26th. There's a game for every fan. See a Brewers postgame alumni legends game on Friday. Then collect a Brewers Guess Who giveaway Saturday night, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Looking for an unbeatable family day? Join the crew Sunday when the first 5,000 kids get a local artist t-shirt giveaway designed by Unfinished Legacy. Get tickets at brewers.com.
They say 80% of success is showing up. At Brookfield Academy, we know that's true. To benefit from exceptional teachers, great friendships, athletics, clubs, and opportunities that prepare them for life, students need to get there. That's why Brookfield Academy is looking for a part-time CDL bus driver. Just a few hours a day, competitive pay, respectful students, and the chance to make a difference that lasts far beyond the ride. Small route, big difference. Learn more and apply today at brookfieldacademy.org/employment.
Buy one pizza today, get a second pizza free at the Amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't cook, don't even think about it. You don't need to clean up either. Call, order, and pick up shortly, or just walk in for your free Thursday pizza, mineshaft.restaurant.com.
Your financial life is not just about numbers. It is a journey, and Annex Wealth Management aims to help you move through it with clarity. When markets shift, it can be hard to understand what it means for what you have built. Annex offers guidance as a fee-only fiduciary firm, which means their recommendations are built around your best interests rather than commissions or product sales. Annex gives you access to a local team that includes wealth managers, financial planners, investment managers, estate planning attorneys, and client service specialists who work together to create a strategy tailored to your situation. They help clients with investment management, retirement income, planning, tax coordination, estate planning, education funding, and business succession strategies. Annex knows there's different financial plans for different stages of life, and they can help you adjust as things change. With nationwide accessibility, Annex blends personal attention with leading-edge tools to offer an experience built around informed decision-making. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, new details into a high school campus death investigation.
I'm Julia Fellow. Mixed messages now over the war in Iran.
I'm Elizabeth Lintonen in for Debbie Lazaga. We are still seeing that crash near the Capitol Drive off-ramp heading northbound on I-41. If you're heading northbound on I-41, you are going to be on your brakes from around North Avenue all the way through Burleigh. If you're heading southbound on I-41, it's still very slow from about Good Hope Road all the way through Hampton Avenue. We're also seeing delays on I-94 right near American Family Field. Much worse heading westbound. You're going to be on those brakes from 35th Street all the way to Hawley. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Slight chance of showers, isolated storms, low of 64. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny, a high of 78. Right now, Milwaukee at 73 degrees and mostly cloudy.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details from the Sussex-Hamilton School District as a death investigation on campus continues. The district confirming a 2026 graduate was found dead on campus yesterday morning by the athletic fields. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office calls it an isolated incident. Summer school classes resumed today after being canceled yesterday, and the district says counseling and support resources are available for students, families, and staff.
A Sheboygan County Sheriff's deputy is recovering after their squad was hit by another car.
County Road B and County Road I in the town of Lima for a vehicle accident with airbag deployment.
Scanner audio from Broadcastify. The 27-year-old deputy was on patrol near County Highway V and I in the town of Lima. This happened yesterday afternoon when a teen driver hit them coming through the intersection. The deputy was treated and released from the hospital with minor injuries. The 17-year-old boy from Waldo driving the other car was not hurt.
The debate over the future of Interstate 794 isn't slowing down.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says removing the elevated freeway isn't comparable to tearing down the Park East Freeway because I-794 carries much more traffic. Taylor Korsland with Rethink 794 disagrees.
They didn't think it carried less traffic back when this debate happened 20 years ago for the Park East. It was fraught, and they said it was going to be gridlocked. And the sewer PAC actually did an audit of DOT's numbers and came back and said they were wrong and that traffic will work out. And it's the same case here.
Mayor Johnson recommended keeping Interstate 794 elevated. The Department of Transportation will make the final decision. Nicer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Confusion abounds where the U.S. and Iran ceasefire agreement stands. Just one day after President Donald Trump declared it over, and airstrikes between the two countries continued. ABC's Martha Raddatz.
A new round of U.S. attacks on Iran, larger in scope than those the night before, according to a U.S. official, striking at least 90 military targets. The president in Turkey at the NATO summit saying he was done talking to Iran. But last night on Air Force One, returning from the summit, the president claiming that the Iranians called him, wanting to make a deal.
Raddatz reports the strikes might be a strategy to increase the pressure on Tehran to stop attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz and bend to the U.S. demands on its nuclear program.
An ex-girlfriend of now former Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner says while their relationship wasn't abusive in any way, she believes his accusers.
If you ask me for my true take on this, I think he probably doesn't remember what he did to these women. He's been very, transparent about the fact that he was medicating with alcohol, and that does not in any way excuse these accusations.
Plattner has suspended his candidacy and denied all of the sexual assault allegations.
Bobby Portis gave a bittersweet goodbye to Bucs fans holding a 5-hour free meet and greet downtown Milwaukee last night. He tells WTMJ.
The love and support that I get from the community, the fans, the organization, is second to none. Going on my 12th year now, so I play half of my career here in Milwaukee. So I think it was vital for me to come out, get some fans some support, show them some love back, just for all the love they showed me.
He signed everything from basketballs to life-size cutouts. Portis was traded this offseason to Miami Heat with Bucks All-Star Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. For the first time since trading Giannis to the Miami Heat, Bucks general manager John Horst is talking about the move.
This was we truly believe we found an opportunity, which is unique. We might be right, we might be wrong, but an opportunity where this is what's best for him and what he wants to pursue going forward, and this is what's best for us and what we want to pursue and go forward, and that's why we made the decision, but it wasn't a have to.
And the Brewers wrap up a 5-game series with the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. Coverage starts at 6:10 right here on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
So it's about time you spruced up your home. Nothing major. You're not looking to spend a ton, but you are looking for something that'll give your quarters a little upgrade. You know there are a lot of things you can do with glass. Simply beveling your mirrors can do wonders. You can mill out your wood cabinet doors and replace the center with attractive glass inserts, or customize them with unique handcrafted artistry or maybe a theme. You could even install a new glass shower door and add some real appeal to your bathroom. They're all pretty affordable home improvements, and Les's Glass Service has been helping homeowners like you for just about longer than anyone in town. You probably don't realize how affordably we can help you reach your home's full potential, but we do, and we can show you countless options. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Getting this your record to quitting balls of fire.
I love that song. Listen to that. The Jets are coming to EAA Air Venture. Dick Napinski is the Director of Communications. We're only a couple of weeks away. Dick, thanks for making some time for us.
No, it's great. Yeah, it's starting to get a little hectic around here, so we're looking forward to it, man. It's 10 days away till opening day on July 20th, and you can feel it. You know, it's like they say in airplane building, 90% done, 90% to go.
I love Boeing Plaza. It's got all the cool military aircraft that are there. The schedule's now complete for the Plaza, right? Do we know the highlights?
We do. We've got everything from C-5s and C-17s from the Air Force. B-52 bomber going to be there for half of the week. So just to watch that come in and go out is an impressive thing in itself. But we've got fighter airplanes coming in. F-35 will be there. We've got some great public service airplanes coming in. Vintage airplanes will be there. The candy bomber that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, it'll be on the Plaza. By the way, they're going to be throwing candy out to kids twice a day from the candy bomber.
No way!
Plaza. So that should be fun. So 10:30 and 1:30, they'll be doing that. So just a lot of fun stuff coming up. And Boeing Plaza really does become the crossroads of aviation for a week here in Oshkosh.
They're doing that every day, Dick?
Every day that the airplane's here throughout the week. Yep.
Fun. I hope they are on the 23rd when we're here.
I hope so, too. We're there 2 weeks from today. We'll be doing the show from there. So you ought to come on up and spend the day and say hi to us.
And Dick, NASA is bringing some of their specially painted jets that were seen during the July 4th fireworks in D.C.
Yep, we just got that confirmed this morning. In fact, they're F-15 and F-18. That's all red, white, and blue. They're out of Armstrong Flight Center, out at Edwards Air Force Base, out in California, and they're going to be bringing those in. It actually came up that a lot of people saw those airplanes on July 4th over Washington, and they went, ooh, Oshkosh, can you bring those to Oshkosh? So we got on the phones, and they said, sure. So they're going to be there. Coming in on Thursday, and they'll be there throughout the final weekend of the event, and looking forward to having them. They are really red, white, and blue. There are some pictures out there. If you want red, white, and blue and star-spangled, you've got it.
That sounds incredible. Dick Napinski, Director of Communications from EAA, is with us. Speaking of paint jobs, Delta's bringing in a really cool plane, I hear.
They are. You know, Delta is bringing one of their wide-body Airbus airliners in here, and they've got a couple of them. They're the U.S. Olympic team official airline, so they've got some painted up in the Team USA colors, and they also have one honoring the 2028 games in Los Angeles that they just got finished in April or May, got it out of the paint shop. So it depends on their scheduling which one we get, but we're going to see one of them on July 21st on Boeing Plaza, and you're going to be able to tour that airplane as well.
Tell me about the Flying Bulls.
The Flying Bulls, yeah, they're from Austria. First time they've been here, they're doing one air show, one public air show in America out of their 6 stops, and it's Oshkosh. They're going to be here throughout the week. They have a DC-6. Yesterday was in Iceland. We heard they made it to North America, so they are now on the continent, so they're making it here. And also a P-38 Lightning fighter from World War II. Used to be owned in America as a racing airplane, went over to Austria, completely refurbished. That's coming across as well. They will be here throughout the week, flying in the air show, so making that long trip from Austria across the Atlantic to join us at Oshkosh this year.
There's so much going on. There's so much to see on the Plaza. We haven't even talked yet about the air shows this week. You have them every day and a couple at night, Dick. What days are the night air shows?
Night shows are going to be Wednesday, the 22nd, and Saturday night, the 25th. So 9 air shows in 7 days, including those 2 night air shows. And if you've never been to a night air show, you are in for a treat between aviation and fireworks and drones and everything else going up in the air on those night air shows.
And the one thing, Dick, that many people don't realize is how much business is done during the air venture.
Yeah, it really is. We've got 900 exhibitors. A lot of people buy airplanes. I kid people that you can buy an airplane T-shirt, go next door and buy the airplane to match it if you like. But a lot of people do put deposits down on airplanes, and they write the big checks there and say, yep, year and a half, 2 years from now, my new airplane is coming to me. And a lot of business done on these grounds at AirVenture.
It's amazing. If you want tickets, if you want information, if you want the schedule, the website is beautiful. It's active. It's EAA.org. Get your tickets now. You don't want to stress about the day you get up there. Just make it easy on yourself. EAA.org. It's going to be fantastic. We are there on Thursday, the 23rd. Dick Napinski is the Director of Communications for EAA AirVenture. We're really jazzed about this, Dick.
Well, we're jazzed to have you coming back up to see us again, and look forward to seeing a lot of people on the flight line in just about 10 days, 14 days away.
All right, Dick. We'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks.
342 at WTMJ.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Lifeline counselor. The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone in crisis. 988 has experienced tremendous growth, and more statewide counselors are needed. Staffed by Family Services, 988 counselors work remotely, are offered flexible hours, competitive compensation, benefits, and training. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Colette, that's who we're talking about here, right? Is that right? Talking about my trip with Colette. This is very cool. It's Croatia. It is next September 2027. Croatia and its islands. It includes a 7-night private yacht cruise through the beautiful coast. Picturesque Slovenia. October trip. Other WTMJ listeners, we've built an incredible itinerary. Space is extremely limited. 7 nights cruising the Adriatic on a private yacht. The world's largest cave castle, 800 years old. Sun-soaked coastal town of Split, Croatia. Bustling cafes, quaint coves. It is Croatia, October of 2027. The perfect combination of history and time to relax. Let me get you the information on this beautiful trip that we have built. John at WTMJ. You can send me an email. I'll send you the info. John at WTMJ. Or just text Croatia to our talk and text line. Croatia to 855-616-1620. Croatia, Croatia. Text it to the text line. It's Croatia and Slovenia, October of 2027. Hey, John Mercure here from my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They know our climate is all over the place. This means your home comfort system gets quite the workout. Constant adjustments need to be made to adapt to our volatile weather. Wisconsin prepares you to be ready for anything because anything happens. Fear not, because for over 42 years, my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating have lived here too, right by your side, ready and prepared for when anything happens. Spring, summer, fall, winter, even when they all seem to happen within the same week. Whether you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma now or will be soon, call Dave Drake Camp Heating. For free estimates on new equipment, routine maintenance, or just to ensure your system is ready for anything, or maybe because you have a simple question about your home comfort, call Dave Drake Camp today. 262-367-2820. That's 262-367-2820. Dave Drake Camp Heating, your comfort is their family's tradition. DaveDrakeCamp.com.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week, we're talking to Pat Guyette, Hunt Stock, Wisconsin. Great event coming up July 17th to the 19th. Dodge County Fairgrounds in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Legendary hunters. Great outdoors events.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
346, traffic and then weather. And then County Executive David Crowley. Adam Roberts. Actually, Elizabeth Linton in. How are the roads?
Hey, Julia. All right, first things first. On I-41, if you are heading northbound, the center lane is blocked due to a disabled vehicle right near North Avenue. You're going to be on your brakes from about North Avenue all the way through Capitol Drive. We are still seeing clearance from that crash on the left shoulder right near the off-ramp at Capitol Drive, heading northbound on I-41. Heading southbound on I-41, you're going to hit your brakes around Good Hope Road and stay on them all the way through West Hampton Avenue. We're also seeing those usual delays on I-94 through the American Family Field interchange in both directions. Specifically, though, westbound starting at 35th Street all the way through Hawley Road. We also have some delays on I-43 heading southbound from North Avenue all the way through the downtown interchange. I'm Elizabeth Linton in for Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A slight chance of showers and isolated storms tonight, a low of 64. Tomorrow, becoming mostly sunny, a high of 78. Saturday and Sunday, a high of 84 degrees. Monday, sunny and very warm, a high of 89 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is cloudy and 72 degrees.
Sponsored by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects. We are joined on the hotline by Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. David, thank you so much for making some time for us.
Hey, how's it going, John and Julia? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you about Paul Farrow, your friend's legacy. Before we do that, got to ask you a couple questions about things that are in the news today. You got out of the race for governor. You released an extensive statement yesterday. Campaign finance reports are due now in less than a week. How much of your decision to get out of the race was financial?
A lot of it, I mean, none of it was necessarily financial. It's really about thinking about what is needed long term in order to win a race of this magnitude. We have just over 30 days. And when I think about the rest of this race, I want to make sure that the best person who can win this race is in position to do that if I can. And so I dropped out yesterday, and this morning we announced that I'll be supporting Sarah Rodriguez moving forward.
So you also asked for all the other Democrats to get out. Why did you decide to support current Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez?
Well, you know, I've known many of the candidates for a very long time. We've all worked together in different roles at the state level, but also at the local level. And throughout this campaign, I had the opportunity to see everybody on the stump, see how they interacted with folks, but also listen to their vision and their agenda. And when I think about, you know, the Lieutenant Governor, her vision, her mission, you know, it closely aligns with what we were putting on the table during my campaign. And so now it's not my turn to continue to campaign for myself. It's my turn to campaign for her. And so I'm really excited about what she's going to do for the rest of the state.
How many miles did you put on your car while you campaigned for governor?
A lot of miles. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, put this in perspective, I am the only candidate that actually had a full-time job, right? When you think about still being the county executive. So put on a lot of miles traveling across the state, but still had to travel to the many different municipalities I represent. But at the end of the day, I don't regret my decision to run, to get out of this race. It was a great experience, and look forward to serving as the county executive.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley is with us. I'm so grateful you agreed to join us to talk about Paul Farrow, your counterpart in Waukesha County. How did you get to know Paul?
So I got to know Paul when I was a staffer, actually, in the state Senate. He was in the state assembly. And, you know, I built a lot of relationships early on during my career. And then when I was then elected, you know, to the state assembly, he was serving in the state Senate before he became the county executive. And we always had a close bond. We always had great conversations, whether it was about policy, whether it was about our families, or just to have a good time. But he definitely made a mark on myself. You know, I remember having a lot of different conversations as county executive to tackle the opioid addiction and how we were able to partner up not only with him, but other county executives to bring money to local municipalities. And so he is an incredible giant that we have had and that we've lost in this community. And you think about the legacy that he followed, you know, from his mother, you know, Margaret Farrow. You know, my hearts, my prayers go out to Amy and his children. And this is just a huge loss to Waukesha County and the state of Wisconsin.
David, I talked to Paul Farrow about 10 days ago, and he was reflective, and this is making me sad talking about this, but
yeah,
he was reflective about his time and the things that mattered, and he specifically mentioned you to me about things that are right. And 2 counties, one dominated by Republicans, one dominated by Democrats, and working together, and that bipartisanship was so important to him. How often did you talk to him?
Pretty often, actually, at least once a month. You know, early on in my career, it was very often because, you know, becoming county executive, not knowing what I was getting myself into, he helped basically show me the ropes, you know, and, you know, understanding his mindset, serving in the legislature, and really him focusing on the long-term goals and the impact that we wanted to see, you know, it was gravitating for me. And, you know, so I'm going to definitely miss the conversations, miss his guidance, but more importantly, laughing with one another. And, you know, again, you know, I talked to Amy, you know, his wife a couple of weeks ago, you know, wanting to check in, and it was great to hear her. But I just know that it's a great reminder of, you know, when you think about Paul's legacy of who we can become as Wisconsin, being able to put differences aside and really have conversations and build relationships, something near and dear to me. And I think that's one of the reasons why we had a really good bond.
Does this put life into perspective for you too? Because, I mean, he's a county executive too.
It really does. And, you know, I had time to reflect on this, you know, last night, but, you know, yesterday, you know, with his passing, is the same day my mother passed away 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
And for me, you know, losing my mother, but also losing a brother like Paul, you know, it reminds you that you can't take for granted the little things in life, right? Like, for example, running for governor. And so, you know, it's a great reminder that, you know, one, focusing on family is extremely important, but it's about the positive impact you want to make on people's lives. And so I'm grateful to have had him as a friend. I'm grateful that I get to continue this work in his legacy, understanding what he wanted to see, you know, for folks in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and you have an incredible wife. I was going to vote for her for governor. I was going to write her in.
Maybe she can run next time.
Right,
yeah,
there you go.
Maybe next time.
You know, when Paul Farrow got recently the Tommy G. Thompson Leadership Award, in the narrative, it talked specifically about his bipartisan work and how that was something Tommy Thompson was proud of. Why is bipartisanship so hard in the world we currently live in?
I think that we are now in a world where folks need to somebody has to totally lose in order for somebody to feel like they've totally won. And I think that when we have bipartisan, it doesn't matter if Democrats have total control or Republicans have total control, there's always a possibility of unintended consequences. And even though divided government can be messy, it does provide a down where those things doesn't necessarily go. And it's not to say that you can't do that even when you have a Democrat or Republican controlled legislature as well, but there's just a different level of checks and balances. But when you have bipartisanship, you know, diversity of thought sitting at the table, it gives an opportunity for all the perspectives, you know, different lines of thinking and different geographies to be able to have a seat at the table. And I think that with bipartisanship, it gives us an opportunity not only to understand one another, but, most of the time we believe in the same goal. We just believe in a different route to get there. And, by focusing on a bipartisan matter, it just makes it's messy, it's hard, but it makes the end product that much better for those you're trying to make an impact for.
David, you and Paul had a real relationship. It wasn't only about, well, if you help me with this, I can help you with that. It was a real relationship. Right. When you think about that and what can be and what is possible in these relationships, does it leave you more optimistic about our future or more concerned because so few of these very real relationships exist in politics?
I am optimistic, and I think it's, I do think that we see a lot what's happening on TV, and we see the infighting, and we take what's happening at the federal level and assuming it's happening at the state and the local level as well. And it's not always happening that way. I do believe that we can get back to a place that, if you use them, think of an analogy of like, being in the legislature is like being a football player, right? When you're on that field, you want to hit someone as hard as you can. You want to be able to score. But what we've lost in that sense is that once you're off that field, we're just we're just playing in the same league. And no one is having dinners and having drinks and building those relationships that we once had. And I think that we can get back to that place. But we also need to make sure that we're demanding that of our elected officials. And so I am hopeful, because I do connect and work with people all across the state of Wisconsin that puts political differences aside to make sure that we're making the impact that we want to make.
He's Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. David, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We kind of needed this perspective. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, John and Julie. Appreciate the work you all do.
Thank you.
It's 3:57 at WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Report is sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies. Your life, your goals. Visit dwstrategies.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
They say 80% of success is showing up. At Brookfield Academy, we know that's true. To benefit from exceptional teachers, great friendships, athletics, clubs, and opportunities that prepare them for life, students need to get there. That's why Brookfield Academy is looking for a part-time CDL bus driver. Just a few hours a day, competitive pay, respectful students, and the chance to make a difference that lasts far beyond the ride. Small route, big difference. Learn more and apply today at brookfieldacademy.org/employment.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, going to take great care of you, I know, because I have Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I love the showroom. You can't even call it a showroom. It's an experience center. It's incredible. All the products are there. You can check them out. It's in Brookfield. It's really a magical place. Also magical, the way they price things at Pella Windows and Doors. They think that, you know what, when you're going to buy a window and door, it shouldn't feel like a negotiation. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. It's not a game. I really appreciate the straightforward pricing, the honest conversations, and the help they give homeowners find the right fit for their home at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Because at the end of the day, when it's said and done, a fair final price matters, and some flashy discount, you feel like you're getting a great deal. When you buy through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you have one trusted team handle everything from start to finish. They make the product, they sell it, they install it, they service it. Pella certified installers are the best in the business. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, real pricing, premium quality, no games ever. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's the most wonderful time of year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic sponsored by Mission 94 Firearms Education Center, centered in safety, anchored in history, designed for discovery.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
They call it baseball heaven.
Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Well, the crew is coming to test the faithful.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 103.5 on the radar gun. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Fastball at 104.0.
The Brewers land in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:10. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story: officers injured after crashing their squad cars into each other.
I'm Julia Fellow. A look ahead of what is going to happen to Lincoln Avenue School.
I'm Elizabeth Lintonen, in for Debbie Lazaga. On I-41 heading in northbound, we are still seeing delays due to that disabled vehicle near North Avenue. It's now been moved over to the left shoulder, but is still causing backups from about Watertown Plank Road all the way through North Avenue. If you're heading southbound on I-41, you're going to start heading your brakes around Good Hope Road and stay on them through at least West Hampton Avenue. Additionally, we have delays heading in both directions on I-94 right near American Family Field Interchange. If you're heading westbound, it's 35th Street through Hawley Road. If you're heading eastbound, Hawley Road through 27th Street. We also have some delays on I-43 South. Looks like they're starting all the way about Locust Street and continuing all the way through the downtown interchange. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, slight chance for rain, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 78. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 4 Milwaukee police officers are hurt after their squad cars crashed into each other during a chase on the city's northwest side.
It happened early Wednesday near 27th and Locust. One of the squads crashed into 2 parked cars. All 4 officers were taken to the hospital, but are expected to be okay. Police did not say what led to the pursuit or if anyone was arrested. Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
Families will have a chance to learn what is next for students and staff at Lincoln Avenue School after it went up in flames and is a total loss.
A massive fire destroyed the 100-year-old building last week as city officials are now moving forward with demolition. Milwaukee Public School leaders will host 2 public meetings next week to discuss where students will attend classes this fall and answer questions from parents and community members. MPS says it is working to keep the students together at a single location. The meetings will be held July 13th and 14th at the Boys and Girls Club at Rogers Street Academy. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A new Marquette School poll finds trust in other people is lower in younger generations. Director Charles Franklin says 77% of people born before 1960 say most people can be trusted.
It keeps dropping. For those born in the 90s, it's only 43%. And for those born in the 2000s, just 35% say most people can be trusted. So that's a drop of more than half, from 77 down to 35, as we go from the oldest folks to the youngest folks.
This is the first time the poll has examined personal opinions in honor of America's 250th anniversary.
Dozens of Iranian drones have been intercepted since last night. Now, a ship fleet company executive says they no longer feel secure moving ships through the Strait of Hormuz anymore as tensions escalate even further. For a moment, things appear to have calmed with Iran, but there's a chance attacks could resume. ABC's Louis Martinez.
Right now, no clarity as to when it might end. But another interesting fact, both what we've heard from the president is he's been very clear that strikes are coming. Both what we saw earlier this day on 2 days of strikes so far, he has telegraphed that they are coming. It's kind of a message being sent to Iran right there as well.
Overnight, the U.S. launched new airstrikes against Iran, and Tehran responded by targeting Gulf countries.
Coming up, the Bucks make it official.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time approaching 4:05.
Your financial life is not just about numbers. It is a journey, and Annex Wealth Management aims to help you move through it with clarity. When markets shift, it can be hard to understand what it means for what you have built. Annex offers guidance as a fee-only fiduciary firm, which means their recommendations are built around your best interests rather than commissions or product sales. Annex gives you access to a local team that includes wealth managers, financial planners, investment managers, estate planning attorneys, and client service specialists who work together to create a strategy tailored to your situation. They help clients with investment management, retirement income, planning, tax coordination, estate planning, education funding, and business succession strategies. Annex knows there's different financial plans for different stages of life, and they can help you adjust as things change. With nationwide accessibility, Annex blends personal attention with leading-edge tools to offer an experience built around informed decision-making. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers wrap up a 5-game series with the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. Brewers President of Baseball Operations Matt Arnold provides an update on Kyle Harrison, who was removed from last night's game with elbow soreness.
You know, the kid wants to be tough and pitch through it, but, just didn't quite feel great, especially on his secondary pitches. He felt fine on the fastball, but just getting to his breaking ball and his changeup, he just felt a little bit of soreness there, and so we were just trying to be extra cautious there. But he said this last night. He feels like it was just important to rest. We got the All-Star break coming up.
Coverage of tonight's game starts at 6:10 on WTMJ, and the Bucs officially signed first-round draft pick Nate Ament to a rookie-scale contract. Bucs play in Vegas Summer League action on Friday. Halftime in the World Cup game between France and Morocco tied at 0.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time approaching 4:08.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Our home values have gone up over the years while our home continues to age every second. This is Eric Brown with Aaron Brown, brothers and owners of our family business, Siding Unlimited.
While those values continue to go up and homes continue to age, we see homeowners have become more concerned about who is going to do the work. Making the right decision has become the top priority and a nervous decision.
What's great about Siding Unlimited, we've seen so many people choose us, and their responses years after the project is remarkable. Siding Unlimited delivers on quality products and installation, making longevity and peace of mind a priority with new windows, doors, roofing, and siding.
Trust the local, family-operated Siding Unlimited to be the company of choice for your next window project. Proven to be the best by earning Pella's prestigious Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times.
Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 or visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us. WTMJ's Adam Roberts was hanging out with Gwen Moore earlier today. She had a press conference, I guess, kind of condemning ICE, her words, violence and arrests. Adam is with us here in the studio. Hello, Adam.
Hello, John and Julia. Yeah, Gwen Moore flanked by several other Milwaukee area leaders, including Mayor Cavalier Johnson, who's certainly had a busy week, all things considered, for the mayor. But he, the congresswoman, and others, as you alluded to, holding this press conference largely to condemn the recent operation that we and others have been reporting on. It happened across Wisconsin involving ICE agents, but really focused in on the Milwaukee area within the past few weeks. Dozens of arrests, I believe around 57, have been reported by the Department of Homeland Security. Moore, as you mentioned, described these arrests as violent and rogue actions.
They're being kidnapped, they're being disappeared, they're being rushed through a judicial process without due process because they don't have any money. And we're here to decry that.
So their anger was palpable, theirs being the Congresswoman's and others. However, what I've been digging into is how uncertain it is that the city has any ability to prevent ICE from operating the way it wants to, whether it's on the north side, south side, or anywhere else. So recall back in the springtime, the Common Council worked through their ICE Out MKE package. They passed various ordinances throughout March and April, and one of those in particular prohibited ICE agents from wearing masks while working in the city. Well, the Department of Homeland Security, in no uncertain terms, is basically calling this a paper tiger. They assert the U.S. Constitution's supremacy clause allows federal law to supersede any local ordinance, and they have no plans to adhere to any of the ICE Out MKE legislation. They've called Common Council members, quote, sanctuary politicians. They're putting their cards on the table there. Regarding this ban, no citations have been written by MPD officers. They've cited the need for legal clarity from the city attorney, Evan Goike, who has not offered at least any publicly. So I asked the mayor today, is ICE Out MKE enforceable if there is no opinion from the city attorney?
Well, we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see what the city attorney's advice will be on that. However, at the same time, I think it's important to ask the question of why. Why these ordinances, why these state laws are coming up in the first place, and that's directly because of the actions of this agency and this administration.
Johnson also pointed to it being an election year, encouraged voters to send a message through ballots. I was looking for some sort of compare-contrast, like, is this being duplicated in other jurisdictions across the country? Well, in Virginia, a federal judge just recently, within the last few weeks, struck down, or at least temporarily struck down, a law that would have basically done the same thing, prohibited ICE agents from wearing masks. No leader at the mic today hinted there's any legal case being built at the moment, though the county executive David Crowley, Alderman Alex Brower, for example, have said they want to get a case together by documenting violations of these ordinances. But it's kind of hard to do that if the police department isn't sending them out while they wait for this legal opinion.
Right. Good questions. Good questions. WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Thanks, Adam.
You bet.
It is 4:13 at WTMJ. Everyday Hero. Plus, we've got something new happening here at WTMJ. We'll get that to you in a little less than 10 minutes.
Wet basements and foundation problems? For over 20 years, Accurate has been the Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing. Whether it's cracked walls, drain tile issues, or water in your basement, they've got you covered. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Call Accurate Basement Repair today at 414-744-6900 or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com. They're not just good, they're accurate.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was just talking today with the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, and she reminded me how important it is to have a household model in your place, and that's what they have. Here's what that means. When you walk into Azura, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa are there. It feels like a home. They have dining rooms, residential kitchens, living rooms, privacy area for visiting family members. It's about compassion, empathy. It's about doing things the right way. It's about Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, having extra training to help residents that have Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive decline. Wisconsin-based, family-owned, it's Azura.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, celebrating 250 years of freedom and innovation. That's our country, and they're celebrating it big time at EAA. July 20th through the 26th, aviation's past, present, and future come together in one unforgettable event. From legendary warbirds to cutting-edge aircraft, it's a tribute to the dream of flight that helped shape our nation. Celebrate America big time in Oshkosh. Celebrate aviation. Get your tickets now at EAA.org. I'm going to be there. Julia's going to be there. The show is going to be there.
Let's go.
July 23rd. We're going to take off. Ooh, that's nice. Was that an airplane?
I was trying to make an airplane noise and it turned to a whistle.
It was an airplane whistle noise. Join us, EAA.org.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford needs line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Contact the Mineshaft today and start next week.
Traffic and weather begins with Elizabeth, who's in for Debbie. How we doing, Elizabeth?
Hi, John. First things first, on I-41, if you're heading northbound, we are having delays due to a disabled vehicle off to the left shoulder. It starts at around Watertown Plank Road and stays pretty heavy until North Avenue. If you're heading southbound on I-41, you're also going to be seeing some backups from about Good Hope Road all the way down through about Hampton Avenue. We have those usual delays due to the construction on I-94 heading in both directions, westbound from North 35th Street. Eastbound all the way through from 70th Street through South 27th Street, as well as on I-43. We are having backups pretty much all the way back, starting if you're heading southbound, starting on Hampton Road all the way through the downtown interchange. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, slight chance for rain, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 78. Saturday, sunny, a high of 82. Sunday, sunny and warm, a high of 86. Monday, sunny, warm, a high of 89 degrees. Our website is new, and it is really sweet. We got some cool things we want to share with you. We're going to do that coming up right after we recognize another everyday hero.
An everyday hero is when we celebrate an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Fruitland, Iowa, near the Quad Cities. Two 13-year-old boys, Gunnar and Cohen, were out for their daily bicycle ride one morning when they noticed something that just didn't seem right. In the distance, off the trail, appeared to be a woman.
I went to the trail, and then he's like, "You see that lady back there?" And I was like, "No." And then we went back and looked, and it took me a while to find her, and I found her. And then I was like, "Hey, ma'am, are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah, I need help. Call 911."
Gunnar tells KWQC TV6 News that this lady had fallen. She told them she was feeding her horse when she slipped and hurt herself. She was calling for help. No one was coming, so she began to crawl to the closest trail so someone would see her. She'd been out there for more than 12 hours.
She didn't have her phone or the water or anything. She was there for 16 plus hours.
And Cohen says she wasn't in good shape.
She was scared because you could just tell because her face, she was covered in all bugs, covered in all these bugs and stuff.
So police were called and the woman was saved, taken to the hospital where she is recovering now. And it wasn't good. She likely would not have survived had these boys not seen her and acted.
A few more hours and she definitely would not have made it.
Thank you, Gunnar. Thank you, Cohen. You are everyday heroes. If you'd like to see the story about the boys, just text the word hero to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Everyday hero on WTMJ. It is 419. Our new website. It's pretty cool. That's up next.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
John Burke here for Annex Wealth Management. Annex knows how important it is to work with an advisor who understands the community you live in. Annex Wealth Management is local, independent, committed to Southeast Wisconsin. Their investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning teams are based right here. Is your advisor a fiduciary, planning your interests, placing them ahead of their own? Annex does that all the time. I know. I've been with Annex for more than a dozen years. Seriously. Been taking Michelle to the annual meeting. She loves it. They easily explain things. They let us know what's going on. They give us great advice. And no matter where you are on your financial journey, they will help you. Just starting, been investing for a long time, Annex has got you covered. Join Annex in person for the Women and Wealth series called In Full Bloom. It's July 16th, 5:30 at Berner Botanical Gardens, a night of connection, appreciation, and community. Then on July 23rd, join Annex at their headquarters in Brookfield for Couples in Retirement. It's a major transition. It's a big deal. Let Annex make sure that you are set. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Check them out at annexwealth.com. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, right near Holy Hill. I love the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every night. Desserts and ice cream drinks are delicious, and also buy one, get one free. Enjoy the choice porterhouse steak, the braised pork shank, roast duck, twin lobster tails, the surf and turf. Any entree, and your second dinner is free. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. Spectacular views, amazing dinners in the 8 dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. It's a one-of-a-kind summer dining destination. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful easy drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner. And the Friday haddock fish fry is one of the best, and it's all you care to eat. Weekends might be too busy. Enjoy your free dinner tonight at the Fox and Hounds Supper Club. Tables are open. Google and reserve.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Oh, it's shiny, it's new, it's beautiful. It's WTMJ.com. You got to check out our new website. Lots of fun new stuff on there. It's more functional. All right, what does all that mean? Elizabeth Montemoro is with us, our digital content manager for WTMJ. It's so good to have you here in the studio.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so when people look at the website and they've been looking at it in the past and they look this week, what will they notice is different about the website?
Well, other than some new fonts and hopefully a little bit easier to navigate menu, I think the biggest thing is just more video. We have, I don't know if everyone knows this, but we are live streaming on video at least 12 hours a day. And now you can watch.
Right. As soon as you go to WTMJ.com, John and I are right there.
Right on the front page. You don't have to do anything anymore.
I feel like I went from my Motorola Razr phone, skipped over my BlackBerry, and now I'm in the iPhone of news websites. You know what I mean? It's so good. Isn't it, John?
And
so good.
It's beautiful, too. It looks really nice.
Thanks. And you can see on the homepage the photo of the family identifying the third child killed in the Lake Geneva boating tragedy. And boy, does she look so beautiful. I mean, we have the most up-to-date information at WTMJ.com.
So we talked about the live video, Elizabeth. When you scroll down a little bit on the page, there's a little tab that says exclusively, and then there's all sorts of clips. What is that?
Yeah, so around here, we really like to talk about being best in class. And with this website, we wanted to emulate the best in class news websites. And part of that was getting all of our vertical videos front and center for our listeners, our viewers to see. So our reels or show clips and news clips are right there on the homepage for everyone to see. You don't have to necessarily be following us on, Twitter or Instagram. If you're not on those platforms, you can still see all of this great content and news information that we put out every day.
Wow, how fun is that? So does it flip like a reel with each one, or?
You can swipe.
Okay.
That's fun. That's good. We create a lot of really good content. How easy is it to find? How's the search function?
It's great. We use Google.
That's nice.
Who doesn't use Google search?
That's how I found your op-ed on Paul Farrow.
On our website.
So
You
quickly.
found it quickly. Yeah, yesterday. You just went to the website. What about things like speed on the website and how easy it is to navigate and things that we just kind of take for granted that we want on a good website?
Yeah, I think the great thing about this redesign too is that we have more content right up top on the top of the page, so to speak. So we're just getting you more information right when you come to WTMJ.com. You don't have to necessarily go digging for it. You can if you want to, but we've condensed that menu and just have more information presented right on the homepage for everyone to just click on.
The amount of work it takes to put and stay updated a news website. Can you talk about that? It's never done.
It's never done. It's even when you publish a story, you might still have edits. So we're constantly updating it, and there's more to come.
I love it when it's so easy to navigate. So I just wanted to see what Julia Fellow's interests were. And it was so easy for me to go to the show page. It seems streamlined compared to how it used to be. And with one click, I clicked on our show and then Julia's show, and I found out that she has a blue and gold macaw named Tango.
You knew that. I texted you a photo of her.
Yeah, 3 times last week. But anyhow, so you have a blue and gold macaw named Tango. How important is it that it be easy to navigate and that it's quick for people to find what they want to find?
It's so important. I mean, I live terminally online. So if you don't hook me in half a second, like, I'm out. And I think that's true of most people when they go to any website, whether it's a news website or something else. So if we can't help you find something, like,
you don't have a lot of time.
Crucial.
People are in a hurry.
Yeah, people are in a hurry.
So you spend a lot of time online, as you just said. Give us a website or two besides WTMJ.com that you really like, that you really admire.
I've long been an admirer of New York Times, especially since I used to work for the Chicago Tribune and the LA Times. So New York Times was always something that we were trying to chase. And they did a lot of stuff first. And so that's one that I always look to as a model. But I also like Axios for their quick, digestible news that they give you just the facts.
You can
Might
also,
be bullets.
I'm so sorry. I was just
okay.
looking at John's bio on WTMJ.com. And it says that John has won 5 Emmy Awards. That's another fun fact about John if you go on his bio.
Stop.
Do we need to update it?
No, it's right.
Okay.
I think
It
it's
says you've been to 45 countries and you've tried a few new ones each year. I think you need to update that.
Yeah, probably.
You went to Asia, right?
Yep. That's true. I'll work
See,
with
never
Elizabeth on
done.
that.
I'll get it updated.
Like you said.
Right.
Never done for sure. It's really cool. It's really functional. It's easy. And unlike New York Times and others, there's no paywall. You can get the top information easily. It's WTMJ.com. Elizabeth, our digital content manager. So fun. Nice work. Really nice work. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It is 4:28 at WTMJ, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. This is easy. Lots of green. NASDAQ up 336 today. The Dow up 139. The S&P was up 61 points. Know the difference with Annex.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties, Blue Bunny frozen dairy dessert, 2 for $7, 24 ounce essential everyday ketchup, 4 for $5, fresh 80% lean ground beef, $4.99 a pound, fresh sweet red cherries, $3.99 a pound.
It's a long fly ball.
What?
Safe.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods Ultimate Fan Experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Oh, no, what happened here?
Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day.
I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story details into how a man died on the highway.
I'm Julia Fellow. Can Milwaukee's ice outlaws be enforced?
I'm Elizabeth Lintonen in for Debbie Lazaga. Heading on I-41 northbound, we still have that disabled vehicle on the left shoulder near North Avenue, which means delays from Watertown Plank Road all the way up through Burleigh. If you're heading southbound on I-41, you're going to be hitting those brakes around Good Hope Road and staying on them all the way through Capitol Drive. We also have worsening delays on I-94 right near American Family Field. If you're heading eastbound, you're going to start hitting those brakes pretty seriously around South 70th Street and stay on them through 27th Street. Westbound, same sort of deal. 27th Street all the way through Hawley Road. We also have delays on I-43. If you're heading southbound, you're going to start hitting those brakes around Hampton Road and stay on them all the way through the downtown interchange. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Slight chance of showers and isolated storms tonight, low of 64. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny, a high of 78. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 72 degrees and mostly cloudy.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details into the man found dead on the highway. Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies found the 44-year-old lying in traffic early yesterday morning. He was under the MLK Drive Bridge near the Capitol Drive off-ramp to I-43 North. Investigators say the man was likely standing or walking near the roadway when he was hit by a box truck as it came around the bend. The truck's driver stayed on the scene. No charges have been filed.
Following an uptick of immigrations and customs enforcement activity centered around our city, questions remain over whether or not the city's recently passed ICE MKE can be enforced.
The legislation passed in April bars ICE agents from wearing masks while conducting arrests and prohibits the use of city property for staging. But ICE officials have stated their plans to ignore the package, saying the Constitution's supremacy clause gives federal law priority over local laws. While acknowledging it's unclear how the city will enforce ICE out, Mayor Cavalier Johnson still believes there will be repercussions to agents' defiance.
Voters can send a message to Washington that change is coming.
Last month, ICE arrested nearly 40 people in Wisconsin, with many arrests occurring in the Milwaukee area. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The debate over the future of 794 isn't slowing down.
Removing the elevated freeway isn't comparable to tearing down the Park East Freeway because I-794 carries much more traffic. Taylor Korsland with Rethink 794 disagrees.
Well, they didn't think it carried less traffic back when this debate happened 20 years ago for the Park East. It was fraught, and they said it was going to be gridlocked. And the sewer PAC actually did an audit of DOT's numbers and came back and said they were wrong and that traffic will work out. And it's the same case here.
Mayor Johnson recommended keeping Interstate 794 elevated. The Department of Transportation will make the final decision. Nicer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin will receive more than $650,000 as part of a $45 million multi-state settlement with Block, the company behind Cash App.
State and federal regulators allege the company misled users about the app's security and failed to adequately protect customers from fraud. Under the settlement, Cash App must improve customer service, strengthen fraud protections, and stop making misleading claims about the safety of its platform. The agreement also provides up to $120 million in consumer compensation nationwide. Wisconsin joined 45 other states in the settlement. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. For the first time since trading Giannis to the Heat, Bucks general manager John Horst is speaking publicly about the move.
This was we truly believe we found an opportunity, which is unique. We might be right, we might be wrong, but an opportunity where this is what's best for him and what he wants to pursue going forward, and this is what's best for us and what we want to pursue and go forward, and that's why we made the decision, but it wasn't a have to.
Horst is with the team in Las Vegas where Summer League play begins on Friday. The Brewers wrap up a 5-game series with the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. Logan Henderson comes off the injured list to make the start. Coverage starts at 6:10 right here on WTMJ. Dom Catronio with us right after the break talking Brewers. And just 8 teams remain alive in the World Cup. Play happening right now. It's France-Morocco. About 30 minutes left. France up 2-0.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation, and it definitely shouldn't feel like a game. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin believes in straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. Because a fair final price matters more than some flashy discount. Pella never inflates pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. And when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, one trusted team handles everything from start to finish. The same company that manufactures your windows and doors is also the one selling, installing, and servicing them with Pella certified installers every step of the way. That means confidence in the process, confidence in the product, and one team standing behind the work from beginning to end. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Jackson Churio batting left-handed, smokes one out to center, going back on it is Church. He makes the catch. And if you ever wanted to know how talented Jackson Churio is, he just hit a ball 98 miles an hour off the bat left-handed. I don't care if it's a 35-mile-an-hour pitch. That's incredible.
That was quite the scene. I don't think the Cardinals liked it too much, but Brewers Nation thought it was quite entertaining in that blowout win for the Brewers. Host of Brewers Extra Innings, Dom Catronio, is with us. Dom, I want to start with that. We have Woodruff news, Brandon Woodruff news. Get to that in a second, but I wanted to ask you an etiquette question. As a guy who's a real student of the game like you are, was that irritating to the Cardinals? Did that matter at all? Was it disrespectful? Was it in a blowout doesn't matter? What's your take on how that played out?
In a blowout doesn't matter. I mean, they have a position player on the mound, right? They're waving the white flag as the equivalent of a position player being on the mound. So if there's any complaint about a guy essentially giving you an out, batting left-handed when he's not a left-handed hitter, you know, take a hike. I think that the Cardinals, for some reason, I don't know what the deal has been ever since Oliver Marmol took over, because I think he's a very smart manager. But for some reason, the Brewers are under his skin. And quite frankly, I enjoy that.
I do too. I think a lot of people do. All right, let's get to the meteor conversation today. Brandon Woodruff has an MRI, and the scan apparently shows a new injury to his shoulder. Not a great development. What do we know about what is going on with his shoulder?
We know very little. He is going for a second opinion, which is really a primary opinion, if you ask me, to Dr. Keith Meister in Dallas, who performed his surgery the first time back in 2023. You know, if this is capsule related again, which is the shoulder, you know, the issue that he had surgery on to repair it, and it's not just the cyst that he had drained his last time down there, you know, that's where you hold your breath. And quite frankly, if it's labrum related, you hold your breath for even longer. So the way that this shoulder, this is why you talk to anybody in baseball, whenever you talk to a player that's had Tommy John surgery, which is their elbow, it's not a perfect track record, but there's a long track record of being able to recovery, because Tommy John surgery, you know, for lack of a better word, has come routine for a lot of pitchers and guys coming up that are making it to the big leagues having already had Tommy John surgery. But anything with the shoulder, teams will always pause, because there's so much that can go wrong in the shoulder. Like the way I describe it to people who maybe aren't baseball people, if you can think of, you know, your elbow is sort of like your engine. Like, yes, it's obviously very important, but there are other ways that we can get around it on any engine issues. But your shoulder's your transmission, and if your transmission goes, you're in deep, deep danger. So I hope there's some good news on the other side for Brandon Woodruff, but it's not good that this shoulder continues to bark on him.
Yeah, and how are the shoulders doing on all of the pitchers, Dom? Because there's been so many games in a row.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the the stretch that everybody was worried about when the Cardinals did schedule that doubleheader for this week. I think the Cardinals were trying to pull a fast one, and it backfired on them with the Brewers winning the first 3 games of this now 5-game set. Today is game number 14 of 18 in a row to close out the first half. It's their longest streak of consecutive games in the season now. It doesn't help that 11 of them were on the road, of course, too. I think that with Kyle Harrison yesterday was a great example of this team needs an all-star break. You know, Kyle's definitely fatigued right now. He's missed only 1 start, and that came back in April. He's not pitched this much since he was a rookie. I think the other thing, too, for the Brewers is, you know, there's nowhere to hide when you're in this 18 in a row, right? It's not like you're just trying to lunge to the off day of the all-star breaks, right? Sal's in a long one for Yelly's been cold. He had a good game in one of the doubleheader games, but even Contreras has cooled off. Vaughn has cooled off. It's just a matter of get me to the all-star break.
All right, Dom, Logan Henderson coming off the injured list. Thank goodness for that. What should we expect from Logan Henderson?
You know, Logan's going to be on a pitch count probably somewhere in the 75 to 85 pitch range. He was dealing with back issues when he went on the injured list there at the start of May. You know, Logan, every time he comes into the big leagues, he impresses. I've just been really, really enamored with what he's been able to do despite being, you know, all 6 foot of him, if that, with a great changeup, a competitive fastball. He's developed this cutter and this slur very well to complement it. The Brewers have echoed this over and over, just that, man, can we keep him on the field? I compared him last night on my show. He's sort of the pitching version of Garrett Mitchell, because when you see it in flashes and you see it go, man, what a dude, and then another injury pops up. So you hope that this can be a prolonged stint of health for Logan Henderson heading into the All-Star break.
All right, he's Dom Cotroneo, the host of Brewers Extra Innings. Always great to have you with us. Thank you so much, Dom.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Julia.
442 at WTMJ. From professional athletes to some of the most special athletes in our state. That's up next on WTMJ.
Finding the right talent is not just tough, it's critical. In a world shaped by rapid change, AI, and evolving skills, you need people who are ready to adapt and lead. Vince Vitrano for LAK Group, experts in recruiting across your organization, finding top candidates, assessing their skills, culture fit, and ability to thrive in the workplace of tomorrow. LAK Group does not fill positions. They build high-performing teams, engaged, future-ready, and equipped to navigate what's next. LAKgroup.com.
John Mercure here for Connect Chiropractic. If you're like me, between work, screens, everyday life, your body can feel constantly stressed. Headaches, poor sleep, low energy, it all adds up. For me, it's a tight back, especially lower back. Connect Chiropractic always takes care of me, puts me in the right spot. They don't just treat symptoms, they focus on the root cause, using neurologically focused care to help your body actually function the way it's supposed to. It's nuanced, it's gentle. Connect has 3 locations, voted best chiropractor by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel readers. Check them out at Connect Chiropractic.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Get ready for the Fox exclusive July sale. For 2 weeks only, lock in your favorite dates and rates on all-inclusive resorts and cruises. Fox World Travel has exclusive discounts with Apple vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean, paired with nonstop flights, or go port hopping with Royal Caribbean Cruises. Plus, get combinable cruise discounts you won't find anywhere else. Take a relaxing couples getaway, family fun adventure, or group trip. Book by July 24th. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio.
At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Capital Heating and Cooling and Blingle. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk.
Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Traffic and weather, Elizabeth Linton in for Debbie Lossiga.
Hey, Julia. heading northbound on I-41, we do have the left lane closed near Capitol Drive due to debris. You're going to start hitting those brakes around Watertown Plank Road and stay on them through Capitol Drive. Southbound on I-41, again, Good Hope Road all the way down through West Hampton Avenue. At I-94, heading in both directions, some pretty major delays. If you're heading eastbound, it starts at around 70th Street and remains until 27th Street. If you're heading westbound, 27th Street until about Hawley Road. We also have some major delays on I-43 starting up. If you're heading southbound, it starts near Capitol Drive. It goes all the way down through National Avenue, including the downtown interchange. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Isolated showers and storms possible still tonight, a low of 64. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny, a high of 78. Saturday and Sunday, sunny and warm, a high of 84. Monday, very warm and sunny, a high of 89. Right now, Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 71 degrees.
And in ancient Rome, the gladiators went into the arena with these words on their lips: "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt."
You were just listening to the voice of Eunice Kennedy Shriver, the founder of Special Olympics. That was back in July of 1968 at Soldier Field in Chicago, the inaugural Special Olympics World Games, where she launched a movement and changed the way we all speak to those with intellectual disabilities, the way we treat them, the way we include them. This is the sister of the president, John F. Kennedy, and U.S. Attorney General and presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who were both assassinated, and she is the sister of late U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy. Her drive to create Special Olympics was deeply personal. It was inspired by their older sister, Rosemary Kennedy, who had an intellectual disability and was largely hidden from society by their parents. Eunice eventually took over for her sister's care. She was a pioneer in the worldwide struggle for rights and acceptance for those with intellectual disabilities, or ID. Here's Eunice's son, Timothy Shriver, who took over her legacy less than a year ago. He spoke in Hyannisport, Massachusetts here, marking Special Olympics' 50th anniversary. Here's when he brought up his Aunt Rosemary, who he calls the first teacher of inclusion.
The professor who wrote no book, gave no speech, won no award, but she tumbled out of this house with her brothers and sisters every morning. She went down to the pier for races every week. And I think it was her who reminded our grandmother to be proud of all of her children. And I think it was her that maybe in some ways taught the North Star that Teddy wrote about so many years later, and her that was that first ripple of hope, maybe out on this water even right here. Her that reminded the president that he, when he got the chance, had to make a call to action.
And that was him looking out at the waters from the Kennedy compound.
Powerful.
Special Olympics is truly incredible. Eunice Kennedy Shriver's vision for Special Olympics was born out of a summer day camp that she decided to hold for young people in their own backyard. The goal was to learn what these children could do in sports and other activities and not dwell on what we cannot do. 58 years later, we have the Special Olympics USA Games that just wrapped up in Minnesota. It brought together 4,000 athletes, more than 1,500 coaches, 10,000 volunteers, and 75,000 fans from all 50 states. The University of Minnesota hosted the games, streamed live on Disney Plus, and Team Wisconsin came back to the Badger State with a lot of hardware. 14 gold medals, John. 17 silver, 13 bronze.
That's great.
I spoke to one of those gold medalists today. She lives in Waukesha. Special Olympics athlete Katrina Crow. Katrina won gold in the 100 freestyle swimming, shaving more than 13 seconds off her preliminary time, finished with a 10-second cushion. Katrina has been a Special Olympics athlete for more than 20 years. I spoke to the 39-year-old athlete.
I'm 39, so you don't ever want to give up.
It's not easy to win gold. I mean, even in regionals.
It was a lot of other 8 people, too.
She beat 8 others.
Oh, wow.
And winning gold has a special meaning to her.
I keep trying and never give up because my first time I didn't get picked.
So you had to wait another 4 years?
Yes. It was a lot of different emotions because I found out Minnesota had the games, so that pushed me even more because my brother swam at the University of Minnesota.
Oh.
And so it was like inclusion that I got to swim in the same pool as him.
That's amazing.
Yes, and he came and watched me.
Her brother watched her.
Wow.
And if you text WATCH to 855-616-1620, the same university where her brother went to university and swam,
Yeah.
she won gold. You can text WATCH to see her.
That's
her
amazing.
Arms up, punt. There she is.
Oh, that's so inspiring.
Yes. And Katrina's mom, Susan, spoke to me. She told me that Katrina was a great leader for Team Wisconsin.
And there were 52 other athletes, and she met people from all over the state, got to coach her own team a little bit, tell them different things that she's learned. So it has been wonderful building friendships and having fun and realizing that there are lots of things that they can do, and Special Olympics is one of them.
It's a community. It means a lot to the whole family, especially the parents. Here's more from Katrina. What does Special Olympics mean to you?
So I actually used to be a quiet person on Special Olympics, and I've been an ambassador for Special Olympics, an ambassador for the government stuff meetings that I went to. Yeah.
Oh, to raise money for Special Olympics for government funding?
Yes.
You can learn more about Special Olympics Wisconsin by going to specialolympicswisconsin.org. That's specialolympicswisconsin.org. You can become a volunteer, a coach. I will tell you, as a board member for Special Olympics Wisconsin, I get more out of it than anything I could ever give back. And as I was putting this together, I heard a clip of another speech by Eunice Kennedy Shriver. She was giving to the USA Games decades ago, which still rings true today. So I wanted you to take a listen to this section of it.
You are the stars, and the world is watching you. By your presence, you send a message to every village, every city, every nation. A message of hope, a message of victory. The right to play on any playing field, you have earned it. The right to study in any school, you have earned it. The right to hold a job, you have earned it. The right to be anyone's neighbor, you have earned it.
She was truly incredible.
Wow.
There's a story actually from Jeannie, who just retired from Special Olympics Wisconsin. Eunice Kennedy Shriver came to one of the state games, and she went right over to Jeannie and she said, why aren't the wheelchair athletes, why aren't they at the front?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Eunice was very, very hands-on. And I'll leave you with this Special Olympics athlete oath. And it's important and what everyone should strive for. If you're looking for something, if you're struggling, this is the athlete oath, which is what we started with from the beginning with Eunice Kennedy Shriver at the opening games back in the 1960s. The athlete oath is let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. And that, I think, is Katrina's story, because she told me how shy she was. And now she's on the Capitol grounds in Madison and advocating for more government funding for Special Olympics because it is a nonprofit. So I think that that's truly special.
And what a special tie we have to Special Olympics. Rosemary Kennedy, who you referenced earlier, she lived most of her life in Wisconsin. She had a failed lobotomy in 1941. As they tried to help her, she struggled as a young person. And then she lived in Jefferson, in a special house in Jefferson. And all the Kennedys at one time or another, including President Kennedy, came and visited her here in Wisconsin, and she lived and died in Jefferson, St. Coletta School for Exceptional Children.
So in the 1980s, that's when Eunice began visiting her sister again. And
it was here.
And fully took over for her care.
Yeah.
Now, Eunice Kennedy Shriver has since passed away, and she is the mother of Maria Shriver. Mother-in-law of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who divorced Maria Shriver. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, well, she divorced him. He screwed up.
Yeah.
It's amazing, the circle. And the circle continues because a week from Saturday, you already know this, but a week from Saturday, there's a big Special Olympics event that takes part. Every year it's at Wick Park. I'm reading here that it says they expect there to be hundreds of Special Olympic athletes at the annual Wick Playground Annual Special Olympics Tournament. It's bocce ball, softball, t-ball. It runs
Bocce
most
ball's
of the day.
big. Bocce ball's big. So are bags. Bags is big too.
There are going to be 20 Special Olympic Wisconsin chapters that are going to be at this thing. It's one of the biggest events of the year. And why it's so big is it serves as a qualifying opportunity for athletes that want to get to regional and state and beyond. So the event is a week from Saturday, beginning at 8 a.m. at Wick Playfield in Milwaukee. And they're telling the public, come out, cheer on our heroes, cheer on our athletes.
It's grown so much. Can you believe it's worldwide?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, the World Games were in Berlin, I believe, the last World Games. I want to go to the World Games so bad.
Well, with your tie and your hard work for the board, you should have the opportunity to do that. That'd be amazing.
I know. I was a little busy because I was moving into my house for the state or for the U.S. Games. Kicking myself because it was right in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
But that's okay. And it's also grown to having healthy athletes. So they take care of their feet, their eyes, their ears. Actually, I just spoke to one of the athletes, Steve. He said that after he got his hearing aids, he finally knew, oh my gosh, when it rains, you can hear the drops on the windshield of the car. I'm like, wow. So that is Special Olympics.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson now explicitly endorses keeping Interstate 794 instead of tearing it down, saying Wednesday that he now prefers an option that will improve the existing roadway. Johnson's recommendation is a clear break from the city's earlier preference to bring down the elevated roadway. A developer is testing the waters in West Bend as it puts together plans for more than 270 housing units on the city's south side. West Bend Holding and Point Real Estate have submitted conceptual plans for Springside Farm, which could have 220 single-family home lots and 52 apartments. And GE Healthcare is getting ready to introduce an MRI scanner that uses a small fraction of the liquid helium that more traditional machines need. I'm Addison Lathers for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Homebuyer Helper Brian Wickert. One of our senior loan consultants recently helped their first-time homebuyer client win over 13 other offers. Of course, it was a team effort with their buyer's agent, and it centered around helping our clients understand what little difference there was to their monthly payment to offer over the asking price. And again, what little difference it would make to give the sellers peace of mind that they'd still buy even if the appraisal came in up to $20,000 short. But that's not all. Our consultant also texted and called the listing agent to reinforce how well qualified our buyers were and that they could, in fact, still close even if the appraisal came in low. Your Accunet consultant will help you understand your options so you can decide how aggressive you want to be. Then we do everything possible to help you win. Don't let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Know your options and get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
They call it baseball heaven.
Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Well, the crew is coming to test the faithful.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 103.5 on the radar gun. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Fastball at 104.0.
The Brewers land in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:10. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story: a teen accused of running over a police officer.
I'm Julia Fellow. Under investigation over duplicate ballots in Green Bay.
I'm Elizabeth Lintonen in for Debbie Lazaga. On I-41, we are seeing delays starting at Watertown Plank Road, moving all the way through Burleigh. If you're heading northbound. If you're heading southbound, it starts at around Good Hope Road, and you're going to stay on those brakes until around West Hampton Avenue. Now, if you're heading through I-94, through the American Family Field interchange, we have heavy delays in both directions. If you're heading eastbound, it starts at South 76th Street and will remain until 27th Street. If you're heading westbound, it starts at 35th Street, and you'll stay on those brakes until around Hawley Road. Also on I-43, you'll start hitting those brakes if you're heading southbound right near Capitol Drive and stay on them through the interchange. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, slight chance for rain, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story. Police are on the scene of what appears to be a deadly shooting on Milwaukee's northwest side. The area around 27th and Atkinson has been blocked off. Medical examiner has been called out. We'll bring you more details as they become available.
The person arrested for running over a Milwaukee police officer over the 4th of July weekend is a teenager.
18-year-old Hunter Meyer was allegedly driving in circles in a parking lot around 2:15 a.m. Sunday when police heard gunshots and ordered him to exit the vehicle. Meyer fled from police and hit a police officer before fleeing on foot. He is facing 10 charges, including recklessly endangering safety, hit and run causing injury, fleeing an officer, and carrying a concealed weapon. If convicted, he could face up to 82 years in prison. Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
All 3 children killed in the Lake Geneva boating tragedy over the 4th of July weekend have been identified.
Family members say 10-year-old Catherine Schmidt died alongside her cousins, 6-year-old Caleb Oswald and 7-year-old Abigail Oswald, after their boat capsized and sunk during severe weather on the 4th of July weekend. Both families have created GoFundMe campaigns to honor the children, with donations benefiting charities supporting children and youth activities. The children were among 10 people on the boat. 7 other people were rescued. Authorities say the 3 children were found inside the submerged boat after a rapidly moving storm swept across Geneva Lake. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The city of Green Bay's city clerk is on administrative leave pending investigation, accused of sending duplicate ballots to voters in back-to-back elections.
Green Bay City Clerk Celestine Jeffrey says the problems were caused by administrative and printing errors, but now the Wisconsin Elections Commission is launching an investigation after duplicate ballots were issued for both the spring election and the upcoming August primary. Commissioner Ann Jacobs.
I want to know how it happened the first time. We have some explanation on that. But again, I want to know what they literally did to cause this to happen twice. What software are they using? How are they exporting it? Who's printing these labels? How do they not catch this?
Jeffries must submit a report to the commission by the end of the month. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Coming up, another win for France in the World Cup.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
Market swings can feel very different when you're close to retirement. Hi, I'm Tony Drake, certified financial planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. When you're younger, volatility is often something you ride out over time. But as retirement approaches, big market drops can have a much bigger impact on your long-term plan. That's why many retirees need a different investment approach, one that balances growth with protection and provides income even when markets are unpredictable. At Drake & Associates, we help families design diversified strategies intended to help manage risk while still giving your money the opportunity to grow. My complimentary retirement toolkit walks through how thoughtful investment planning can help you stay confident during uncertain markets. You'll receive a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, along with 5 guides covering income planning, taxes, and smart investing. Call 414-897-9522 or text RISK to 414-897-9522 for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text the word RISK to 414-897-9522. Because the goal isn't just growing your money, it's protecting the retirement you've worked for.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Reports are that pitcher Brandon Woodruff may have a new issue in his shoulder and is seeking a second opinion. Coverage of Brewers tonight on WTMJ starts at 6:10. And the Bucs officially announced first-round draft pick Nate Ament has been signed to a rookie-scale contract. Bucs begin league play in the Summer League in Vegas on Friday, and the knockout round of the World Cup continues. France defeating Morocco 2-0.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
David Crowley's out. Kyle Wallace is in the studio to discuss up next.
You take pride in your Milwaukee area home. So why let it disappear when the sun goes down? At Blingle Premier Lighting, they create breathtaking landscape lighting that transforms your home into the showpiece of the neighborhood. Elegant uplighting, softly illuminated walkways, architectural lighting that highlights the beauty you've already invested in. Landscape lighting doesn't just make your home look incredible. It adds curb appeal, increases perceived value, improves safety, and creates an experience you enjoy every single night. In fact, it's the one thing homeowners never realize they want until they have it. And once they do, they can't imagine living without it. From luxury landscape lighting to permanent holiday lighting and patio lighting, Blingle designs custom systems built specifically for your home. No hassle, no stress, just a home that looks absolutely stunning after dark. See us at blingle.com/MKE. Blingle Premier Lighting. Your home will never look this beautiful. That's blingle.com/MKE.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Farrow.
Paul Farrow's legacy. Charles Benson, chief political reporter for TMJ4, joins us coming up here at about 5:15. But first,
this is the 5 o'clock focus on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
All right, let's focus on David Crowley announcing that he's not in the race for governor, and then today's development that he's endorsed another candidate. Kyle Wallace, GKB extraordinaire. He's on all the platforms, is with us in the studio. Good to see you, Kyle.
Good to see you. Last time I saw you, I didn't have this on my head.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Okay, we did a honeymoon. Where did we go?
So we went to the Dominican Republic. I call myself the mayor of Meaches. So everybody talks about Punta Cana. We went to a place called Meaches. And when I got there, I'm a brother. They always like, Dominicana? I said, no, but I'll be your brother for the week. So the mayor of Meaches. So I'm back here in Milwaukee, though.
Congratulations,
Thank
Kyle.
you. I'm so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
We should
It just
have had a
feels
photo
great.
for Watch.
That's a great idea.
You gotta
Photo
give
you
us
and your
photos.
bride. We need a picture of you for next week.
Okay.
To put up on the stream.
All
That'd
right.
be fantastic.
All
Good
right.
idea, Julia. So I know you've been doing something extraordinary, which I think is really great. You've been talking in depth to all the candidates that are running for governor. What do you think, having talked to them more than anybody else in the building, literally, that David Crowley's out?
Yeah, I think that I didn't get a chance to talk with David. He's a little upset with me, but overall, I do think David knew that there was no pathway. Like, he knew there was no pathway, and I know he was very upset initially because when he got into the race, he had a lot of momentum. When he first got in. And the reason why he got really upset is because when Mandela Barnes got in the race, he understood that that was another person that was going to take away votes from him. And so from that very moment, he was always nervous. And I think he knew at this point, based off, you had the straw poll, which, the straw poll isn't an indication of how the whole state feels. It's based off what the Democrats who were at that convention feel like. But overall, he probably looked at the polling numbers and saw no pathway to victory. And I do think it's a good thing that he dropped out and then also supported somebody. I think dropping out and supporting somebody allows to give people direction, because I don't know about y'all. This is the first time I am heading into an election, and I literally have no idea who I'm voting for. And we're literally just a little over a month away of having to vote.
Why are people backing Missy Hughes and now him, Sarah Rodriguez?
Because of the establishment. I think the establishment wants Sarah Rodriguez because she's the one that is less attackable. When you look at Francesca Hong, she has made some comments that I think a lot of the Republicans are probably chopping at the bit to be able to attack her on some of the things that she has said. When you look at Mandela Barnes, he's lost statewide before. He's also made some comments before as well that allow for him to be a good target. But when you look at Sarah Rodriguez, though she's a lieutenant governor, she really hasn't done much. She hasn't really done much in my mind to really earn a vote quite yet, but also she hasn't done much to rock the boat. And I think the less you are going to be attacked, the better it is when you go into a general election. So that's why I think they're consolidating support behind Sarah Rodriguez. And if Joel drops out and if Kelda Royce drop out, I think they're both doing the same thing.
I think that's not going to happen, though, Kyle. I think now finance reports are due out the 15th. That's next week. They both have good numbers. They would have dropped out. They all released statements today saying, I'm not going anywhere. Thanks, David Crowley, for trying to tell me what to do, but mind your own business, because you're out doesn't mean that I'm out.
Yeah,
because he is telling everybody to get out and support her.
I don't think that's going to happen. You think that's going to happen?
I think that is what you do when you endorse somebody. But no, I wouldn't do that at all. And personally, I do think at this point now, these 5 candidates that are here, I want them to stay. I want them to have a debate, because I do believe after speaking with Kelda Royce and speaking with Joel Brennan, I speak with Mandela Barnes tomorrow, which will be released on 620 WNCMJ on YouTube next Monday. I will find out more. But after speaking with Joel and Kelda, they both have some really good things that they talked about. I think everybody's really on an even playing field, and that debate is going to play a significant role of somebody either shocking or somebody saying, grabbing the bull by the horn and saying, we're going to vote for him. So I think the debate coming up on July 28th is going to be monumental to figure out who's going to be the real front runner heading into the August.
I think it's going to be the ad by Kyle. I think it's going to be the ads that go on TV, because ain't nobody during the summer going to be watching that debate.
You don't think so?
I think not. I just don't. I
what
wish they
is it
did.
On? I don't even know.
12.
WISN 12.
12.
Yes.
Our friend Matt Smith.
Oh, yeah, he was talking about that yesterday.
Is doing the debate.
Yeah,
there's too many people.
There's too many people, but I think
Stop it.
You talk about
it's
the ad
manageable now, though.
But it is, but they need to make sure they're coming out, and they need to be aggressive with these ads, talking directly to people about the things that actually make people feel. The reason why Francesca Hong is doing such a good job with the perception is because she's talking about things that make people feel like, yes, she actually speaks to me. These other folks are doing too many talking points. You need to actually talk to the constituents about things that matter to them.
WTMJ's Kyle Wallace. I like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for having me.
It is 5:13 at WTMJ. We are sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Jens Family Chiropractic. I want to tell you about a healthcare team that I personally trust. Jens is my chiropractor. They've become an important part to helping me stay healthy and active. If you're currently suffering from shoulder pain or knee pain, golfers or tennis elbow or plantar fasciitis, you need to learn more about soft wave tissue regeneration therapy at Jens. I'm actually getting that tomorrow on my lower back. I couldn't even stand for a long period of time. When I sat down and stood back up, I was hunching over, and Dr. Jens told me about the soft wave tissue regeneration therapy, and now I feel so much better. I moved an entire house, and I'm not hurting anymore. I've experienced that care firsthand, which is why I'm proud to recommend Jens Family Chiropractic to you, our fans. Take the first step towards feeling better today. Contact Jens Family Chiropractic and schedule your appointment. Visit jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Come celebrate Wisconsin's team and Wisconsin's radio station at 620 WTMJ Day, Saturday, August 29th, as the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Texas Rangers. Come hang out with your favorite WTMJ hosts and enjoy food and drinks catered by Lift's Lucky Town. Want the details? Text keyword WTMJ to get the link or visit WTMJ.com. WTMJ Day, Saturday, August 29th, presented by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's Market. We'll see you at the tailgate.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, supporting communities and residents through advocacy, education, and service. Where you live matters. Get the answers you and your family need about assisted living in Wisconsin. Start with clear, trusted guidance by visiting whereyoulivematters.org today.
5:15, traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga is out on a Disney cruise, so jealous. We have with us Elizabeth Lintonen in. Elizabeth, how are the roads?
Hey, Julia. Getting a little better. First things first. On I-41, if you're heading northbound, you're going to start hitting those brakes around North Avenue and stay on them until about Hampton Avenue. Southbound, Good Hope Road all the way through Hampton Avenue as well. If on 894 heading northbound, you're going to start hitting your brakes around the Hale interchange and stay on them through Oklahoma Avenue. Additionally, on I-43, if you are heading southbound, you're going to be backed up pretty seriously starting at Capitol Drive through the downtown interchange. And then, of course, we have the usual delays on I-94 heading in both directions. If you're heading eastbound, South 70th Street is where you're going to start hitting those brakes, and you're going to stay on them until 27th Street. If you're heading westbound, same deal, 27th Street all the way through Holly Road. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Spotty thunder showers exiting south, a low of 64. Tomorrow, early fog, then less humid. Fog, gradual sunshine, a high of 78. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 82. Sunday, sunny, warmer and more humid, a high of 85. Monday, hot and humid, a high of 91. Tuesday, hot and humid, a high of 92. Right now, Milwaukee, it's mostly cloudy and 70 degrees. He is our chief political reporter for TMJ4 News and senior national correspondent for Scripps News. Yeah, turn your mic on. Get used to it. He's in John's chair.
It's the gray hair that gives me the senior status.
Oh, please. Yeah, the most handsome man in the business,
Not really.
Charles Benson.
No, but thank you.
You are. I have a great story about Charles.
Well,
you want to hear it?
On air?
It's good. He's worried. Charles and I are very good friends. So
we worked together.
We did for 9 years at TMJ4. But this goes back to 2011. Okay. I'm a Madison baby reporter.
Oh.
I'm carrying all of my stuff.
Yes.
And then this handsome man in a nice suit.
You must have mistaken me for somebody.
Says, hey, let me help you with the tripod. I worked for 27 News at one time.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking out, and he tells me he's Charles Benson. Yeah, it was during all the Act 10 Capitol chaos.
Oh, those were busy days.
So then you were walking, and your son was at EW.
Because he goes to school there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was so cute. He was
He's
adorable.
about to get married now. So.
I know. And you guys were going for a late dinner.
Yeah, that was a unique opportunity.
I said, thank you so much. I said, and so then that was my first bout with Charles Benson.
Well, thank you for those
kind
words.
Let's go back to then. Paul Farrow.
Yeah.
How far back have you known him? He passed away from cancer.
Really go back to his days at the state capitol. and so it was during that time period, but more so as the Waukesha County executive. And I was asked about this yesterday. When I think of Paul Farrow, two words come to mind: public servant. And I mean that in a way that just shows how dedicated he was to serving the people who elected him and dealing with the issues that come with being a county executive or a state lawmaker. And then I kept thinking, but public servant, just like, he did his job. And I'm like, cheerfully as well. I mean, just look at all the photos we've seen of him. He's always smiling.
So cheerful.
Right. And so in
so
a job
unfair.
that has, it's red versus blue, it's Republicans versus Democrats. It always seems to be this battle to get things done. And he was always cheerful about it. And I saw him in some pretty rough spots. And I'll give you another example. There was a time when, as a Waukesha County executive, sometimes it's easy for politicians to take the easy road. And as the Waukesha County executive, he knew he had a pretty strong Republican base there, and he could easily win elections after elections. But he also saw a financial need for the county, as resources are always challenging for any government leader, especially a county executive. And he felt and knew there would be pushback. So this is where courage comes in, to look at what could be the best for the county, even though I'm going to take some heat for it. And he wanted to start a task force to look at a county sales tax. It's one of the few counties that does not have that half-cent sales tax. And he was looking at it from the perspective of, they're always trapped with, is there enough resources? And he thought...
The sheriff's department, remember?
And just the cost of running a sheriff's department. So he wanted to tackle that issue, form a committee, have people look at it. And it never got to, where he, it didn't get anywhere. They don't have the half-cent sales tax. But that's where he was, sort of thinking out of the box, what can I do as a county executive to address some of the other needs? But, another time I was with him, he was ready to head out to the White House where they were going to do, talk to local leaders, county leaders, state leaders. And his big need was around transportation. It's always a need for people in government. And he wanted to find ways to help businesses and others that, have businesses and need to get product out or need to get product in, and people who come into the county on a daily basis to work there, that travel and roads are available and there are safe roads. Mm-hmm. So we went out to his office that day, and I was like, well, let's just drive around and talk about these roads.
I think I remember that.
You were probably there.
Was there a GoPro and everything?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But what was funny is, like, he says, okay, yeah, so we'll go in your car. I said, well, we don't have any room, because we have all our equipment. And I said, can we jump in your car? And he says, yeah, let's. And he has his minivan. So he's driving around this minivan. And that's just sort of who he is. It's like, yeah, sure, let's just go with this.
Wow. And, David Crawley, who was on with us, he was talking about how he's now not running for governor anymore. He's endorsed Sarah Rodriguez. And he said that they couldn't be more politically different, but have the same role. And actually, Paul, he said behind the scenes, mentored him, where he didn't really have his footing yet on how to even be a county executive.
Yeah, not surprising. I think people will talk about, in politics, it seems sometimes hard to make friends. I think he had friends. He had friends in politics and he had friends in his personal life. But he was also mentored very well. He was taught very well. And he always talked about mom.
He did. He got emotional.
He did. And for good reason. I covered Lieutenant Governor, State Senator Margaret Farrow, and she was just a champion around policy issues. Different era, different time period, but he learned from his mom and loved everything about, who she was and the role she had in politics. And he clearly followed in those footsteps.
Wow. Okay, the race for governor.
Yeah.
David Crawley's name is still going to be on the ballot.
Well, yeah, at this point in the game, their names are still on the ballot. I said something the other day. It seems like that famous quote, it's deja vu all over again, because it reminds me of that U.S. Senate race, the Democratic primary, where as we got closer and closer, more and more candidates dropped out. So now we have two dropping out, Missy Hughes and David Crawley, and we're a month away from the actual election day. But two key numbers are going to come out in the next couple of weeks that will sort of, it's hard to tell who's got momentum, where is this thing moving. But we're going to see how well they did financially in raising money, because that will be key to see, can they get on TV? Can they get that, make that final, the final push to get the vote out? And then the other one will be the Marquette poll, which will give us, maybe a good barometer that people are locked in or still very much undecided.
So when Missy Hughes stepped down, when David Crowley stepped down, what happens to the money they raised? Does it go back into the pool of the, or did it?
Not
no.
for the others. No. So
No.
that's money in
No.
it, and maybe money they've already spent, so it reflects, what they've been able to do and raise for themselves. It's not a,
Not like a Kamala Harris situation where Joe Biden was raising money and she was able to.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I think they can donate it. They can make donations, but I don't know what the limits would be. But no, so the key is how much were the other five that are still in it? Do they have enough money? Do they have money? We heard that Lieutenant Governor Rodriguez is going up on TV with $1 million buy or started. And then I just saw with Mandela Barnes saying, he's got a big 6-figure buy coming up as well. So this is where you need the money to make the final push.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Charles Benson. He is the chief political reporter for TMJ4 News and senior national correspondent for Scripps News.
And we'll help carry
fantastic person.
And we'll help carry tripod.
And tripod carrier extraordinaire.
Yeah, thanks.
And the best dad ever.
Oh,
Charles,
thanks.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Time for News About Your Money, your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow ended up 139 on the day, up about 0.25%. NASDAQ was up 336. S&P 500 up 60. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, a fee-only fiduciary.
Fee-only fiduciary really further separates the folks that either say fiduciary some of the time or best interests altogether. And it's not just that alone. It is, of course, everything else that we can bring to the table that this just isn't asset management. It is estate planning, tax planning, financial planning, all of it wrapped together in one transparent fee.
Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
They say 80% of success is showing up. At Brookfield Academy, we know that's true. To benefit from exceptional teachers, great friendships, athletics, clubs, and opportunities that prepare them for life, students need to get there. That's why Brookfield Academy is looking for a part-time CDL bus driver. Just a few hours a day, competitive pay, respectful students, and the chance to make a difference that lasts far beyond the ride. Small route, big difference. Learn more and apply today at brookfieldacademy.org/employment.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in beautiful Menominee Falls. Just talking to Charles Benson here. Okay, in order to do politics and to run for governor or follow a vice president, I mean, you have to have a lot of energy. I was going to feel wiped. I knew it, like I hit a wall after I covered Vance. But I went to Sweet Talks. They offer wellness services. Nurse practitioner Angie, who is a Navy veteran, is taking care of me. I'm getting the NAD, NR, IV therapy, and she gave me the on the defense boost. So it's able to give me some more energy now that I'm in my 40s. I feel like I'm me again, if that makes any sense. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, and wellness services. You can talk about your journey. That's what it is for you. You deserve it. Head to sweettalks.com and book your appointment. That's sweettalks.com in Menominee Falls.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. Ridgetopexteriors.com. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors. Kessler's Diamonds. Kessler's Diamonds.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining me today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, want to talk about employee benefits today. R&R Insurance provides those benefits for all of us here at Good Karma Brands. Very happy with the program. So when it comes to benefits, what are some of the real challenges that employers are facing today?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. The buying environment has not been easy for employers, really driven by cost increases and rapid innovation in today's specialty drugs and medical treatments. The explosion of GLP-1 drugs and their usage is impacting planned financials. Specialized gene therapies are revolutionizing medicine, but also sending shockwaves through the health plan economics and risk management frameworks.
Jeff, managing these employee health plans, that takes time and expertise to do well. So how is R&R supporting its clients and keeping them informed on all these issues?
We have an elite team of analytics resources that blend their years of experience with technology and innovation when designing plans for our clients. We use strategy and our expert resources to help you control costs and maximize the value of your employee benefits plan. Plus, we provide local management and services support all over the state.
What else can R&R Insurance provide that sets you apart?
We help employers brand their benefit package in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. More importantly, we'll manage and provide as much support as you need for open enrollment and beyond. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefits information for themselves and their families 24/7.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It is 5:30. I'm Julia Fellow. Your top story, a death investigation continues at a local high school.
And I'm Adam Roberts, an architect pushing back against the mayor's recommendations for a major freeway spur.
I'm Elizabeth Lintonen in for Debbie Lazaga. We have backups on I-41 heading northbound. If you're heading that way, you're going to start hitting your brakes around Watertown Plank Road and stay on them till about Capitol Drive. If you're heading southbound on I-41, Good Hope Road is where you're going to start pressing those brakes and again staying on them till about Capitol Drive. We have the usual delays on I-94 right near American Family Field, heading in both directions. Eastbound starts at 70th Street and goes until about 27th Street. Westbound starts at about 27th Street and goes through about Hawley Road, as well as some pretty major backups on I-43, specifically heading southbound. You are going to start hitting those brakes right up near Capitol Drive if you're heading southbound, and stay on them all the way through National Avenue and the downtown interchange. We also have a minor delay at 894 right near the Hale interchange, starting in the interchange and then heading northbound all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
If you're in Kenosha, you're likely seeing rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder right now. Everywhere else dry, but we could see spotty thunder showers this evening, a low of 64. Foggy start to your Friday, then sun and a high of 78. Right now in Milwaukee, 75 at 5:32.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details from the Sussex-Hamilton School District as a death investigation on campus continues. The district confirmed a 2026 graduate was found dead on the campus yesterday morning by the athletic fields. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office calls it an isolated incident. Summer school classes resumed today after they were canceled yesterday. The district says they're counseling and supporting family and staff and students.
One person dead after a double shooting this afternoon on Milwaukee's north side near 27th and Atkinson. Investigators telling us the suspects had approached a car and fired shots into it, hitting the victims before fleeing the scene. A 27-year-old dying in that car, a 22-year-old then taken to the hospital, but they are expected to be okay. The suspects have not been apprehended.
Supporters who want to remove I-794 say our city is missing a big opportunity.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson says opening up new land for development is attractive, but believes the traffic impacts are too great.
We've had decades of established traffic patterns, and that has limited our ability to make dramatic changes here.
Rethink 794's Taylor Corsland disagrees.
They've let DOT run this discussion and not talked about the great benefits that would happen to connect these neighborhoods, to connect the lakefront to our third ward and downtown. This would be a transformational opportunity for Milwaukee.
Mayor Johnson has recommended keeping the elevated freeway, but the decision will ultimately be determined at the state level. Nicer Spencer, WTMJ News.
A Sheboygan County Sheriff's deputy recovering after their squad was hit by another car. The 27-year-old deputy on patrol near County Highways V and I in the town of Lima Wednesday afternoon. A teen driver then hit them coming through the intersection. That deputy treated and released from the hospital with minor injuries. The 17-year-old boy from Waldo driving the other car was unhurt.
Families will have a chance to learn what is next for students and staff at Lincoln Avenue School.
A massive fire destroyed the 100-year-old building last week as city officials are now moving forward with demolition. Milwaukee Public School leaders will host 2 public meetings next week to discuss where students will attend classes this fall and answer questions from parents and community members. MPS says it is working to keep the students together at a single location. The meetings will be held July 13th and 14th at the Boys and Girls Club at Rogers Street Academy. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The latest Marquette University law poll is measuring the public's personal opinions over politics. The poll showing a substantial number of Americans identify with a religion, especially as a teen. Director Charles Franklin on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Church attendance in those years is only a weak predictor of how often you attend church as an adult. But how much you said religion was important to you in those teenage years is really strongly related to how important you think it is today.
Franklin says 7 out of 10 people say they adhere to an organized religion, and 60% say it's important.
Now, former Bucks player Bobby Portis met with fans for 5 hours last night at a pop-up event downtown Milwaukee to say thank you and goodbye. He tells WTMJ why the city resonates with him.
I'm from a small town, 200,000, 300,000 people. Here is similar. Small town people that work hard for everything they had. Blue collar city. I'm a blue collar player.
Portis was traded to the Miami Heat after playing 6 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Speaking of those Milwaukee Bucks, for the first time since trading Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat, Bucks GM John Horst speaking publicly about that move.
This was we truly believe we found an opportunity, which is unique. We might be right, we might be wrong, but an opportunity where this is what's best for him and what he wants to pursue going forward, and this is what's best for us and what we want to pursue and go forward, and that's why we made the decision, but it wasn't a have to.
Horst is with the team in Las Vegas as Summer League play begins on Friday. Back here, your Milwaukee Brewers wrapping up a 5-game series with the Cardinals. They're out in St. Louis tonight. Logan Henderson coming off the IL to make the start. We'll have coverage for you starting at 6:10 right here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. And it's down to 7 teams alive to win the FIFA World Cup. France, courtesy of 1 goal from Kylian Mbappe, beating Morocco 2-0 in this afternoon's quarterfinal.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:36.
Sponsored by Blingo Premier Lighting.
You take pride in your Milwaukee area home. So why let it disappear when the sun goes down? At Blingo Premier Lighting, they create breathtaking landscape lighting that transforms your home into the showpiece of the neighborhood. Elegant uplighting, softly illuminated walkways, architectural lighting that highlights the beauty you've already invested in. Landscape lighting doesn't just make your home look incredible. It adds curb appeal, increases perceived value, improves safety, and creates an experience you enjoy every single night. In fact, it's the one thing homeowners never realize they want until they have it. And once they do, they can't imagine living without it. From luxury landscape lighting to permanent holiday lighting and patio lighting, Blingo designs custom systems built specifically for your home. No hassle, no stress, just a home that looks absolutely stunning after dark. See us at blingo.com/MKE. Blingo Premier Lighting. Your home will never look this beautiful. That's blingo.com/MKE.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
He is the chief meteorologist for TMJ4 News, Brian Isnansky. Hey, Brian, you're at Bastille Days?
I am down at Bastille Days right now at Cathedral Square, and actually it feels fantastic outside. We've caught a lake breeze down here. I'm sure you guys are feeling it by the studio, too. If you stepped outside downtown, it feels good. Still humid, but definitely more refreshing than what we had about an hour ago.
How many crepes deep are you, Niz?
No crepes deep. I was just over by the tent there where they were making them, interviewing the guy. I was waiting for him to offer me one, but he didn't. That's okay, though. But no, I'm just joking. So, yeah, they got a lot of good food. Of course, you got the beignets. You have raclette. I didn't realize that, or am I saying that right? Raclette?
Pretty
Raclette,
good.
it's the
Not
cheese.
bad.
Yeah.
Is that cheese?
Yeah, so I didn't realize it was a French thing, too. I thought it was just Swiss, but I think it's more of like the Alps region, so like northern France, too. gets in on that. So that's down here too. And yeah, a ton of the staples. It's been a lot of fun.
You know, I was looking to the south in your hometown of Racine, and then I'm seeing Kenosha County is getting hit by a little storm.
Yeah, Kenosha, there's a pretty good storm that's moving right through downtown. Soon it will be out over Lake Michigan, if not already. Of course, we're monitoring that. But, this evening, as the evening goes on, I still can't rule out, especially lakeside, these little thunderstorms developing, maybe a good little downpour. We have a lot of moisture in the air. The air is super thick. So, again, with that in mind, when it interacts with that lake breeze, there could be just enough lift to spark another at least stray shower for the next few hours. I think once we lose the heating of the day, then that chance of rain goes away.
It's interesting, Niz, we get bulletins from our partners at the National Weather Service, like you guys do at Storm Team 4, and all day long with these special weather statements we've been seeing, I've been getting the notes about potential mini funnel clouds with the mark of that they're harmless. Now, I've never thought of a funnel cloud as harmless. Can you explain why that might be?
Well, it's just you don't get the condensation funnel or the circulation to make it to the surface. So they're aloft, and they're almost more shapely than intense. Like a column of air, yes, it is rotating a little bit, but even if it did reach the ground, you're talking extremely low end, like almost like land spouty stuff or like, glorified. It's a total different mechanism doing it, but, like the strength of a dust devil type of stuff. So these interact a lot of times wherever you get the lake breeze or other little boundaries, there's just enough shear. So even if you do see a funnel, yeah, of course, report it. Of course, I would, if it was really close by, you might want to think about, getting indoors. But yeah.
Snap a photo if you can, if it's safe, and send it to Brian.
Yeah, of course. But no, it's a total different kind of dynamic than what your traditional supercell thunderstorm producing tornado would be.
All right, Brian, take us home with a 5-day Storm Team forecast.
Okay, so for tonight, again, a stray shower possible. I think that chance wraps up by 9, 10 o'clock. Again, a good downpour still possible. Low temperature tonight, 65 degrees. Tomorrow, high temperature of 78. It will be cooler. We'll start off with maybe a little bit of fog in the morning and then eventually sunshine. High temperature 78. On Saturday, mostly sunny, high temperature of 80, inland 85. Sunday, 85 degrees, inland getting close to 90. And then I think everybody's up to around 90 by Monday, guys. So some heat set to return, but the weekend looks fantastic.
He is Chief Meteorologist Brian Iznansky. Make sure you watch him. Are you on at 6 and 10?
Yep, I'll be at 6 and 10 o'clock and Milwaukee tonight, live here from Bastille Days. We're storming the Bastille tonight, guys, at 9 o'clock.
I love it. Okay, so watch Channel 4. Brian, thank you.
See you guys.
Your forecast is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyouLiveMatters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyouLiveMatters.org.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Appliance Gallery, right here in Milwaukee, locally owned, family owned, right on Wisconsin Avenue. They have the most up-to-date showroom in the state. When you walk in, you will see the highest end appliances from luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more, and even customize them down to the knobs. Go in, see it for yourself. You can look, see, and feel the quality of these luxury, beautiful products that will last. Walk in and explore the showroom. Buy directly from Appliance Gallery, or they can work seamlessly with your builder, your remodeler, or your designer. They offer installation for panel-ready built-ins or freestanding appliances. Panel-ready looks just like your cabinets. So when you're opening up your dishwasher or your refrigerator, it's the same cabinetry. It's all seamless with your cabinetry. Appliance Gallery has their own in-house installation crew. They offer reliable service. They get it right the first time. In-house installers they have. Find out for yourself. Go in and check out their showroom on Wisconsin Avenue or visit appliancegallerywi.com. appliancegallerywi.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about in my clinic kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com. You know that frustrating injury that just will not heal? Vince Vitrano for MD Hyperbaric. Your back, your ankle, your foot, your knee. Recovery after surgery. Doctor said give it time. Let it rest. But it's not getting better. MD Hyperbaric supports your body's natural healing process. I've done it myself. Treatments that reduce inflammation, speed recovery, and get you back to living life. No pills, no injections. Discover the healing power of oxygen under pressure. MDHyperbaric.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
5:45 on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Let's get to Elizabeth Lintonen with your roads.
Hey, Julia. On I-43, we have some major backups. Heading southbound, the center lane is blocked due to a disabled vehicle at Beecher and Lincoln. It's causing backups all the way through the interchange up towards Capitol Drive. We also have the usual delays on I-94 due to the construction right around American Family Field. If you're heading eastbound, it starts just before 70th Street and will continue through 27th Street. If you're heading westbound, same deal. 27th Street just through Hawley Road. Then on I-41, it's starting to get a little better out there. If you're heading northbound on I-41, you start hitting your brakes around Watertown Plank Road and stay on them till about Capitol Drive. If you're heading southbound on I-41, Good Hope Road all the way down through West Hampton Avenue. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We are joined on the hotline by Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. David, thank you so much for making some time for us.
Hey, how's it going, John and Julia? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you about Paul Farrow, your friend's legacy. Before we do that, got to ask you a couple questions about things that are in the news today. You got out of the race for governor. You released an extensive statement yesterday. Campaign finance reports are due now in less than a week. How much of your decision to get out of the race was financial?
A lot of it, none of it was necessarily financial. It's really about thinking about what is needed long term in order to win a race of this magnitude. We have just over 30 days. And when I think about the rest of this race, I want to make sure that the best person who can win this race is in position to do that if I can't. And so I dropped out yesterday, and this morning we announced that I'll be supporting Sarah Rodriguez moving forward.
So you also asked for all the other Democrats to get out. Why did you decide to support current Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez?
Well, I've known many of the candidates for a very long time. We've all worked together in different roles at the state level, but also at the local level. And throughout this campaign, I had the opportunity to see everybody on the stump, see how they interacted with folks, but also listen to their vision and their agenda. And when I think about, the Lieutenant Governor, her vision, her mission, it closely aligns with what we were putting on the table during my campaign. And so now it's not my turn to continue to campaign for myself. It's my turn to campaign for her. And so I'm really excited about what she's going to do for the rest of the state.
How many miles did you put on your car while you campaigned for governor?
A lot of miles. Because, at the end of the day, put this in perspective, I am the only candidate that actually had a full-time job, right? When you think about still being the county executive. So put on a lot of miles traveling across the state, but still had to travel to the many different municipalities I represent. But at the end of the day, I don't regret my decision to run, to get out of this race. It was a great experience, and look forward to serving as the county executive.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley is with us. I'm so grateful you agreed to join us to talk about Paul Farrow, your counterpart in Waukesha County. How did you get to know Paul?
So I got to know Paul when I was a staffer, actually, in the state Senate. He was in the state assembly. And, I built a lot of relationships early on during my career. And then when I was then elected, to the state assembly, he was serving in the state Senate before he became the county executive. And we always had a close bond. We always had great conversations, whether it was about policy, whether it was about our families, or just to have a good time. But he definitely made a mark on myself. I remember having a lot of different conversations as county executive to tackle the opioid addiction and how we were able to partner up not only with him, but other county executives to bring money to local municipalities. And so he is an incredible giant that we have had and that we've lost in this community. And you think about the legacy that he followed, from his mother, Margaret Farrow. I just, my prayers go out to Amy and his children. And this is just a huge loss to Waukesha County and the state of Wisconsin.
David, I talked to Paul Farrow about 10 days ago, and he was reflective, and this is making me sad talking about this, but
yeah,
he was reflective about his time and the things that mattered, and he specifically mentioned you to me about things that are right. And two counties, one dominated by Republicans, one dominated by Democrats, and working together. And that bipartisanship was so important to him. How often did you talk to him?
Pretty often, actually, at least once a month. Early on in my career, it was very often because, becoming county executive, not knowing what I was getting myself into, he helped basically show me the ropes, and, understanding his mindset, serving in the legislature and really him focusing on the long-term goals and the impact that we wanted to see, it was gravitating for me. And, so I'm going to definitely miss the conversations, miss his guidance, but more importantly, laughing with one another. And, again, I talked to Amy, his wife a couple of weeks ago, wanting to check in, and it was great to hear her, but I just know that it's a great reminder of, when you think about Paul's legacy of who we can become as Wisconsin, being able to put differences aside and really have conversations and build relationships, something near and dear to me. And I think that's one of the reasons why we had a really good bond.
Does this put life into perspective for you too? Because, he's a county executive too.
It really does. And, I had time to reflect on this, last night, but, yesterday, with his passing, is the same day my mother passed away 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
And for me, losing my mother, but also losing a brother like Paul, it reminds you that you can't take for granted the little things in life, right? Like, for example, running for governor. And so, it's a great reminder that, one, focusing on family is extremely important, but it's about the positive impact you want to make on people's lives. And so I'm grateful to have had him as a friend. I'm grateful that I get to continue this work in his legacy, understanding what he wanted to see, for folks in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and you have an incredible wife. I was going to vote for her for governor. I was going to write her in.
Maybe she can run next time.
Right,
yeah,
there you go.
Maybe next time.
When Paul Farrow got recently the Tommy G. Thompson Leadership Award, in the narrative, it talked specifically about his bipartisan work and how that was something Tommy Thompson was proud of. Why is bipartisanship so hard in the world we currently live in?
I think that we are now in a world where folks need to somebody has to totally lose in order for somebody to feel like they've totally won. And I think that when we have bipartisan, it doesn't matter if Democrats have total control or Republicans have total control, there's always a possibility of unintended consequences. And even though divided government can be messy, it does provide a balance those things doesn't necessarily go. But and it's not to say that you can't do that even when you have a Democrat or Republican controlled legislature as well. But there's just a different level of checks and balances. But when you have bipartisanship, diversity of thought sitting at the table, it gives an opportunity for all the perspectives, different lines of thinking and different geographies to be able to have a seat at the table. And I think that with bipartisanship, it gives us an opportunity not only to understand one another, but most of the time we believe in the same goal. We just believe in a different route to get there. And by focusing on a bipartisan matter, it just makes it's messy, it's hard, but it makes the end product that much better for those you're trying to make an impact for.
David, you and Paul had a real relationship. It wasn't only about, well, if you help me with this, I can help you with that. It was a real relationship. Right. When you think about that and what can be and what is possible in these relationships, does it leave you more optimistic about our future or more concerned because so few of these very real relationships exist in politics?
I am optimistic, and I think it's, I do think that we see a lot what's happening on TV, and we see the infighting, and we take what's happening at the federal level and assuming it's happening at the state and the local level as well. And it's not always happening that way. I do believe that we can get back to a place that, if you use them, think of an analogy of like, being in the legislature is like being a football player, right? When you're on that field, you want to hit someone as hard as you can. You want to be able to score. But what we've lost in that sense is that once you're off that field, we're just we're just playing in the same league. And no one is having dinners and having drinks and building those relationships that we once had. And I think that we can get back to that place. But we also need to make sure that we're demanding that of our elected officials. And so I am hopeful, because I do connect and work with people all across the state of Wisconsin that puts political differences aside to make sure that we're making the impact that we want to make.
He's Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. David, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We kind of needed this perspective. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, John and Julie. Appreciate the work you all do.
Thank you. 5:56 on WTMJ. I hope you have a fantastic night. Going to be a little bit humid. By the way, almost this time next year, August of 2027, I'm going on a royal tour, the Royal Crown Experience. If you love Princess Diana, like me, right? Queen Elizabeth, if you're interested in the Markles, the Waleses, we're going to London. We're going to go to Stratford-upon-Avon, where Shakespeare wrote all of his greatest writings. We're going to go to Stonehenge. We're going to Windsor, where Harry and Meghan got married, and more. And we're going to Harrods, too, with Fox host Rose Gray, Fox World Travel. So if you text Crown to 855-616-1620, Crown to our Citing Limited talk and text line, it'll take you right to the Fox World Travel page. My Royal Crown Tour. I hope you come with.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hello, Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation, and it definitely shouldn't feel like a game. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin believes in straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. Because a fair final price matters more than some flashy discount. Pella never inflates pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. And when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, one trusted team handles everything from start to finish. The same company that manufactures your windows and doors is also the one selling, installing, and servicing them with Pella certified installers every step of the way. That means confidence in the process, confidence in the product, and one team standing behind the work from beginning to end. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.